Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind. Stop wasting time. Unscramble your mind.
Unscramble mind. Unscramble mind.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. It's D to the O to the T to the S. Welcome to tonight's show.
Peace and love, everybody. Sister Freedom, Big Mama. Thanks for coming.
And we have our beauty. Y'all see the melanin on this panel already. Do y'all see the freaking beauty, the melanin, the shades of just like richness? Do y'all see what y'all looking at? What are we talking about? So yeah, I want our guests to start introducing themselves and then we'll continue on.
Oh, I'll introduce myself. It's finally,
Okay.
I am so happy to be here on Unscrambled Minds. And this is going to be a great build. I want to thank Dots and Sister Freedom for inviting me. Oh, by the way, I am Napah Shadah.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I didn't even say my name. So it's a great build. We already been backstage, getting built up, ready to go. So just thank you. And peace and love to the chat and to everyone watching.
Yes.
Hi,
Miss-
everyone.
You got it.
I'm Ivory Scales. Thank Napah for the invite. Thank you, Sister Frida, for having me today. And it's nice to meet everyone. And I'll pass it on.
What's up, y'all? Peace and love. Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Wise.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Peace and love, everybody. I'm Sharice the Realist. Of course, Sister Big Freedom. Damn. Big Mama, Sister Freedom, I already love you. Dots, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we're going to get into it tonight, y'all, so get ready.
That part.
That's right. I'm Sister Wise, and I am for my people. And I believe in balance, but we out of balance right now. So we're going to have to tonight do some correction and get everything harmonized and in order. All right, that's it.
Hello, my name is Rachel, and I just want to thank you all for having me. I thank Sister Wise for inviting me, and I'm ready to get it cracking.
Yay. Not only do we have shades of melanin and absolute gorgeousness on our panel tonight, but we also have these ladies who hail from different regions of the United States. And one thing that we always talk about on here, on this side, is we always big up where you from. So I know Miss Ivory already said she's from. Where you from, Mama?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee in the house. Sharice, you already know. Where you from, Sharice? Shout it out.
Big Bad DC all day. Thank you. Hey.
Go music. What? Okay, Miss Rachel, where are you from?
I'm from Motown, Detroit.
She's from the D, y'all.
From the D.
I never met anyone that I don't like from Detroit. I love Detroit.
I love Detroit people, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want where we're from?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Now, before y'all try to go, hold on. There's a lot of UFOs out here, so that's what I got. That's what we got going on. Okay.
I just moved back from Arizona.
Yes.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, I'm from Atlantic City / Delaware because I'm in Delaware now, but I'm from Atlantic City. But I'm from Wilmington.
Okay, Delaware in the house.
Everything in the middle of everything.
Wow, we really are everywhere. I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Dots? I know that.
Wait, okay. So listen, I'm gonna talk. Y'all already know how I'm gonna give it up. So I'm gonna do it last because I'm from the state that starts everything. I mean, we are the home of fashion. We the home of hip hop. We the home. You know what I'm saying? Like we are the trendsetters. That part. Sister Wise, where you from?
Okay, I'm really from the D with Rachel. That's why me and her rolled off.
Oh, yes, it makes sense. I love you, Sister Wise.
Yes, ma'am. But I'm in Austin, Texas right now, so I'm a Texan right now. But,
hey, shout out that big Texas. Shout out that big Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm from, y'all know I had to pop my mouth, right? Because, I was born and raised in Harlem. That's a Harlem attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Harlem.
I really do.
I didn't know you were from Harlem.
I was born and raised in Harlem. Yes. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
People claim I have a thick New York accent. But yes, I'm from the state of New York.
That New York accent.
You're from New York, though. I thought you were. Wow, that is awesome. Beautiful. Yeah. Harlem. Makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense. The style.
That's right. So we got the West Coast, we have the East Coast, we have the South, we got the Midwest.
And the Southwest. Did you say the Southwest?
In the Southwest, Arizona. All the way. So into it, y'all. We have a nice show planned out for y'all. We this is Sister Freedom's like one of her favorite topics. Okay, y'all. Anytime we're talking about leadership, gender roles, Freedom really enjoys that. And we used to have these discussions a lot before. And so I'm glad we're bringing it back. And what spurred this too is that we were on HOK. So shout out House of Consciousness. Shout out Napah Inside Netta all day. And they invited us. They were kind enough to invite us, and we had a build on the HOK. And I believe it was Tommy Sotomayor was there, Captain was there. I was on a panel, Freedom was on a panel, and who am I? Oh, Sister Wise.
And Roy Bay.
Yes, and Roy Bay.
Oh, so, misunderstood.
Misunderstood. So it was a really cool discussion.
And Lord Abba.
For sure.
And Jabari.
Yeah, right. A lot of people. It was a great conversation.
A lot of people, yeah.
It was moderated exceptionally well. And so here we are today, y'all. Here we are today. Before we get started, let me just shout out the chat. We always do that. We got to shout y'all out because we love y'all to pieces. The cousins in the chat, y'all know who y'all are. Brother La. Hey, bro. We got Dueling After Dark. Welcome, Caleb. Hi, Caleb. Oh, our big brother, OTK, Open the Knowledge. We love you. We appreciate you. Seven Queen, welcome. Oh, Othello and Willie's grandbaby. I just adore her. I feel her energy. She's the sweetest thing in the world. Who else we have that I didn't see yet? Okay. And as you guys are coming in, of course, just hit the like button. We'll be dropping the link probably in about 45 minutes to an hour. And of course, all are welcome. So we just gonna get right into it, ladies, okay? And feel free to say what y'all want. Feel free to express yourself how you choose. All right? No filter over here. All right? So the first question I have for y'all is, are traditional gender roles, listen to the question, y'all. Are traditional gender roles necessary for a relationship to work?
Absolutely not. Do you need us to explain?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just to make sure that we're on the correct page. Traditional would mean, which are you meaning like the way that religion have for us? That traditional way, like the man over top of the woman? Because if that's what you mean, there's no balance there. He's over top of her, so the balance isn't there. Is that what you're asking? Just to make sure. Traditional gender roles. Dots, you there? I don't know what happened, but if she's
asking, I'm sorry, Freedom. I thought y'all heard me. I apologize. I was on mute. So yes, good question. Just to be clear, traditional gender roles. So, for example, women traditionally are expected, I'm reading this off of AI, y'all, but expected to be nurturing, take care of the household, raise children, support their husband emotionally, domestically, blah, blah, blah. Men, in terms of a traditional gender role, expects to be the primary breadwinner. They're supposed to display strength. They're supposed to protect the family, leadership per se, those types of things. So, yes.
I say yes.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. You don't have to have it that way, but it would have been nice if it could have been that way. But it a lot comes underneath for that particular.
Right. So ideally, yes, but I think I'm sorry, I jumped in. I say ideally, yes, I would agree that we need traditional gender roles to work out in a relationship. But realistically, we're going to dig a little deeper. So it doesn't always work. So we have to tweak some things. So that's all I want to say. So I say yes, ideally.
Okay, so we have a yes from Napah. We have a yes from Freedom. You said yes or no?
I'm saying that I would have liked it to be that way, but it just happens not to be that way.
Okay, so you're sort of in the middle.
Yeah, sort of in the middle.
Okay, we have Miss Ivory. What do you say?
I say yes. I have a traditional relationship, so yes.
Okay, Cherise.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with Sister Freedom when like I realistically and Nepal obviously, realistically, yes, I would love for that to be the standard. I would love for that to be the reality. I would love for that to be what it is. But I think in this day and age, that's almost like going back to the 40s or the 30s almost. Like it's just kind of not the same. So I think this generation is much different in terms of gender roles and who does what, and it's just a different time now. So like I would love it to be that way, but it's not that way. So I will say that it's not necessary.
Okay. Miss Rachel.
I am absolutely for it. I would not have. I'm not going to get into another relationship without it.
So
It's
you're
very
okay.
important to me.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Sister Wise.
The way that I break it down is it is traditional in a sense. The man rule the outer side of the kingdom, the woman rule the inner side of the kingdom, and we come together and tell each other, what it is that we're going to do in relationships. We have to, every relationship is different, right? So it is somewhat traditional, but I believe in, like I said from the beginning, balance. And I had my department, he had his department, and we worked together. The traditional way was normally where the man was over the woman, and I don't agree with that. I believe I rule my stuff, he rule his stuff, and we come together with love, respect, and honor. So no person is over the other. We work together. So I don't know what that means to you all, but that's just my answer. Balance, harmony. Nobody rule over nobody. I'm not with that.
Okay. I'm loving it so far. So far, we have all yeses for the most part. Okay. All right. I'm going to now go into the chat real quick because Tevin, welcome Tevin. Hey Copper. No. Wait, hold on. Not that one. This comment, I thought it was interesting. He writes, "Women don't support or accept a weak man or a man out of his role."
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. Outside of his role could be multidimensional, and it's not one way to look at it. You know what I mean? Like he could be just as great in the house as the woman is in the house. I don't think that. I mean, a weak man could really be that could be looked at a lot of different ways. I think that's just a one-dimensional way of thinking when we're talking about weakness and strengths, because we all have them. So I find that I don't know if I agree with that comment necessarily. I think women really do accept a man at all facets of his life, because he's not going to always be this strong man. Like there's going to be times where he's down and there's going to be times where he's up. So I don't really agree with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in and say that from my from my viewpoint. No, I'm just gonna tell you, a weak man is out. You out. You
That's correct.
done. Ain't nobody gonna play with you.
I
A
know
weak
that's
man is not tolerated on no
Can we
level.
define
The,
weakness
the
though?
okay, the weakness is you folding and bending and following people and listening to people. You don't really have a backbone. You need to
Oh,
be
that.
on your square. You were
That's right.
given specific instructions,
come on,
and that is to protect. That's why you got all those muscles.
come on.
And
Mhm.
it and not only protect, but you're supposed to be building too. Building whatever it is that need to be built in the community. And you
That's
need
Mm-hmm.
right.
some strength. And you need to have some leadership skills as well. But it doesn't mean you got to rule over the woman, but you should be
That's
able
right.
to lead yourself, and you should have some leadership skills. So weak is not a leader. Weak
That's
ain't
right.
really building. Weak ain't doing nothing. So I say that women, especially black women, we like our men with a little bit of no, with a lot of strength. You need to
Mm-hmm.
That's
have a lot
right.
of strength. So that's
A
my
lot of
take.
strength and some money. That's right. That's
Talk
right.
Yes,
on it.
and you
Oh,
need to
I got
have
to
some
jump in
money.
here. Let me get in here, and before
That's
this,
important. Yes.
before
Let
this
me
dish gets
go
hot
ahead,
cold.
Nicole. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say
Mhm.
she hit it on the head. We didn't define weak though, so I think we all would agree. Nobody wants a weak man. I think when he said a weak man out of his role, possibly the brother might have been saying if he's doing non-traditional gender roles. I wouldn't. I wouldn't call that weak.
No,
If
that's
a
not.
man is doing like cooking and cleaning, I'll tell you, weak is, and I saw it in the chat. It was in the chat. Somebody said weak about ego. If you could help me find it, like somebody said weak with it with an ego. That's the problem. The ego, when you know you're wrong, you know you're not doing the right thing, and then you want to buck up over me and be like bossing me around or telling me to do the wrong thing. That is when women say that's a weak man when he's not getting things done. But I love what you said. I just want to throw that out there. It's not
Right.
about cooking and cleaning. That's not weak. It's the fact that you aren't doing your man role and you're complaining. In fact, I think I just am saying this. My relationship is perfect. So I ain't talking about myself. Y'all don't let. No, my point is a lot of people, a lot of women are getting told, black women are being told, we can't deal with you. You don't give us peace. I think it's a projection
Yes.
because they never are
Correct.
satisfied. And every time I see these stories about women getting unalived by their man, the woman's work, she's working, she's beautiful, she has a great career, she loves her family, she caters to him, but he unalives her.
Mhm.
So I think we need to go into more about what weak is. I didn't want to hold the mic too much, but yeah, I
want to say,
Yeah, that's where I was trying to get it. Like,
wait, let me say this real quick, Reese.
the freedom.
I'm going to say this. You're weak when you can't accept accountability. You're weak when
Exactly.
you cannot accept responsibility.
Responsibility.
That's right.
Yes.
You know, you're weak when you baby cry about every little thing that the woman says. You're weak when you don't have no form of discipline and you blame your inconsistencies negatively on the woman. You're
Mhm.
weak. You're weak when you leave the woman with your children. You start off weak because your fathers are telling you to sow your royal oaks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you go out here and you sleep. You start off sleeping with women, and then by the time you get to finally where you're supposed to be with a woman, you already done had 3 and 4 kids by 3 different women, 3 and 4
Right.
different women, and somehow you blame the woman.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, mentally, I say that men or uncles or whatever push these little boys out here to have sex with women at an early age, or with girls. I'm going to say that at an early
Yeah.
age. And when the girl gets pregnant, their mental state of mind is not ready for it yet.
Mhm.
Okay. And so that's why they go into, oh, it's not my baby. Or they say, I'm going to stick with this woman, but it's still too much for them. Like Nepal said, it's just, they just cry about everything. It's just
Yes.
too much. She's getting on my nerves. The kids is crying. They getting on my nerves. You have no discipline. You just,
That's the key.
it's just no discipline at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn.
you lose your leadership in the minds of a woman. You don't know that everything you do to a woman, she's going to give you back, because we're intakers. We are the incubators of life. Whatever you give
That's
us,
right.
we're going to give you back something. If you give us a house, we're going to make it a home. If you give us frustration, we're going to give you hell. And keep in mind that our emotions are different than y'all. If you give us sperm, we're going to give you a baby. Whatever you give us, no matter what it is, always remember this. We're going to give you back something.
Mm.
You're going to get
Yes.
something back. So that's all I had to say about that.
And I'll say this too, Big Mama. I think a lot of people, a lot of men want traditional women without being traditional men. I heard that
Girl,
somewhere.
you better go ahead and say that.
And it's so true because
Damn,
it's
y'all
like,
are on fire.
how the hell do you expect so much from us when you're not even a half a cup full? So
Wow.
it's like, what do we do with that? You know, and I think that is sad because we want you to be that. We want you to raise your level of manliness and leadership and capabilities. But it's like on the back end, we're kind of getting hell that I personally feel like a lot of these women do not deserve.
Mm.
So
Yes. Wow.
A lot of women don't deserve what?
The hell.
Being
the
treated,
hell that they're being put through,
untreated for men.
being treated,
It's
the disrespect on a frequent basis, whether it's through uh, internet or just in your home or wherever. I find that we experience a lot of disrespect, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's
how,
uncalled for.
how do you expect us to allow you to be your lead, to be our leaders, and we can't even trust you? I really want to. We can't trust you, and it just as simple as that. We can't trust you to be leaders, and I'm not saying all men. But with the actions that we see, and keep in mind, we are very inquisitive. We are very analytical creatures by nature. We pay attention to everything that goes on in our girlfriends' lives, in our sisters' lives, in our friends' lives, and how they deal with their relationships and everything that we have been in the past with different males. I'm not even going to call them men. I'm going to say males. Okay. You can't. Okay, somebody said a good woman is a woman that stands by her man no matter what situation he
Okay.
gets.
Somebody
Seriously,
said.
how is that fair?
Who said
How is
that?
that fair to us?
Oh.
No matter what you go through, we got to stand by you, and that's a good woman. So you do the crime, and we have to do the time with you, and that makes us a good woman, or that makes
Say
you a
that,
weak
sister.
man that you didn't even think about us before you did whatever you did to get in the trouble that you got into. And we still try to stick in there with you. We still try to stick in there with you. And then after we done stuck in there and pretty much wasted our time, you will actually come home and get with the girl down the street.
The white girl or Asian girl.
Girl, you better say
Soon
it.
as they make money,
Mm.
they be with us and break us down while they broke
Mm-hmm.
and broke in. And as soon as they get a few dollars in their pocket, they want to go and get, you know, any woman that's non-black.
Yeah,
That's
Becky
just
and
right.
Kim.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
And then I just had this
Yeah.
conversation with someone, you know, it's like against the black women can't say out loud um I want to be taken care of. Like I
Mm.
want to be secure.
Oh my
And
gosh.
secure means a home. That doesn't mean I have to be in a 3, 4, 500,000 dollar home, but I want to be taken care of. I want to make sure that, you know, when I come home, the lights and the gas and food is on the table. I want to make sure that we have a vehicle. I want to make sure that we're taken care of.
Oh God, I
We
love
can't
her.
say that because then we're gold diggers. Then, you know, we're
Yeah,
everything but a beautiful black woman.
Oh my
that's
God,
right.
you just
But as
That's
soon
oh,
right,
as they
Steph.
get money, but then I blend, but
it's
only men in certain tax brackets say that.
Mm.
So
Damn, you
men
just
in
got
lower
Yeah.
tax
Yeah.
brackets
oh.
ask a woman, "What are you bringing to the table?"
Oh my
That's
gosh.
right.
You are giving me goosebumps.
So
It's
and
Yes.
when a woman, because we bring, that's why I said I agree with the roles, because I may not bring the money, but whatever you bring on that table and put on that table, I'm going to increase.
Come
I
on.
love it.
Come on.
I'm not supposed to bring to the table and
Multiply.
you
Oh,
increase.
That's right.
Now we can do that together
she's
once
so
we're
right.
together, but you're supposed to don't ask me what I bring to the table. I am the table. I'm
Ow.
her.
I gotta give her a
I'm
hand.
But I
her.
am the table.
Oh
Because
my God. Wait a minute.
I may not bring money,
Come on, keep
but
going.
I'm taking care of your kids. I'm taking care of your business. I'm taking
Do it.
care of your home. I'm
Yes.
taking care, and those things. Being a at-home mom,
it's a
It's
hard.
that's
hard.
a lot of
It's
work. I'd
hard.
rather go to work.
It is.
Oh my
It's
God. I love
hard.
her.
But wait a minute, though. Rachel, which is my
full-time
middle
job.
name, y'all. That's my middle name, y'all. But wait a minute.
Wow. That
Here's
was
the part. Mostly every woman that's up here cook, clean, wash clothes, go to work. Now that's not
Yes.
Exactly.
Go to school.
okay.
Mhm.
Make sure you look nice every day.
take care of the
Or
kids.
go to school, like you said, Sharice. Take care of the children. Make sure everything is prepared for you to come home from work. Hell, some of us even have your bath water ready for you, and you will still,
Slap.
still
Yes.
go
But
out here and do
that
something different. And but you say you want this traditional woman now.
But then that's where it comes for us to make sure that because I had 2 failed marriages because I chose wrong. For whatever reason, I chose them. I chose wrong. The first one I chose because I was gonna win over her. That was dumb. The second one I married is because, I thought he was a man of God. But not once did I sit and wait and see what he was bringing to the table or have discussions. We don't have the hard discussions. We feel we put sex and we put things out there too soon, and then we don't have the hard conversations. We don't discuss how we're gonna raise the kids. We don't discuss finances. We don't discuss, um the most important things. We don't discuss those things. We just get into the marriage and then want to discuss those things, and then that's when we see, we don't agree.
Well, I wanna say something. First off, you said the gospel truth when you were talking about women. We can't. I was talking to I think Ivory today. They don't want to hear us say, "Yeah, we want you to provide." It's like it's like kryptonite to them. They
Exactly.
hate to hear women say that. I do want to add this though. They say you didn't choose this, and why did you sleep? We do have to go back to those traditional ways where mom said you're not going to buy the cow if you get the milk for free. I always say, ladies, don't give them sex right away or even 2 months in, 3 months in until you have something locked in. Because let me say this, what they'll do,
That's right.
they'll try to paint us, I'm talking about the Black woman, they'll try to paint us as, oh, you're all hoes and you all want to hurry up and get in bed. When reality is, they're always begging, oh, come on, baby, if you love me, let me just, why would you let me do? I don't want to wait. No, well, that don't mean you love me.
Don't keep their hands off you.
We're going to pick somebody else if you don't give it to me. So they're the ones always pushing. And then we trust them. And we say, okay, oh, I want to wear a condom. Well, I have to wear a condom. You don't trust me. You don't believe. Okay. You end up with a baby.
That's right.
And or a disease.
That's right.
And he's gone far away. And he's sitting on the internet somewhere saying, all these single moms. That's the reality of the Black woman's plight in relationships. You don't want to step up.
How good you try to be.
I'm just saying, you want to call yourself leaders and you want us to call you leaders, but then you don't want to lead anything except for lead us over the cliff, over the side of the cliff into the crocodile pond. Anyway.
Well, most men today, Nepal, you have to admit, are opportunists. They trying to see what they can get from you. They're not men.
No.
Y'all hear me saying most men.
I'm listening.
Most, not all, because
Not most.
there
I
are
wouldn't
some
say
men
most.
out there
With
that
you don't
We'll
live
say
with
half. Sister Frida, can you say freedom? Can you say half
Half, yes.
what
or
you mean?
more? You think it's half or
I'm saying
more?
it's a little bit more.
70%?
You know what? I think it's a little bit more personally. I do. Now
Okay.
that's the first thing what I do. Now Bad Hombre says, why y'all the least married then?
Yes.
Because y'all not
Because
married. You blaming us for
because
it.
we
no,
chose
because
to.
we're sticking with the black
You
man. We're
can't win
sticking
with
with the black man.
blaming
I
us
promise
for
I know
not
I go
married.
on. Black women are traditionally or they usually want to get a black man, and they always are told by the black man, y'all ain't married. Wouldn't you be the ones who's supposed to be marrying black women?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They forget
Yeah,
that.
they're the first ones outside
How
their
many?
race. Go
That's a
ahead,
And
good
my
one,
Napah.
question,
Napah.
and my
That's a good
question
one.
is, how many of you black men have children out there and you didn't marry their mother? So why do you
Right.
have these children out here and you didn't marry her? That's why she's unmarried, because you had a child with her and you left.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Right. And
You
here it
didn't
is
take
when they
on your
They always want
responsibility.
to make it seem like
say
there's a
that,
defect with
I
us.
know the most men that don't take care of your children. Do you know that
Right.
y'all the
Okay.
highest men that don't take care of y'all kids?
Tell the truth.
Yes.
And
And
because
they're
we
proud
try
of
to
that.
stick with
Say
our
that.
black men. And I did a thing. They said that billionaire, and this is again with the tax bracket. Only certain men in certain tax bracket talk like that. But billionaire and multimillionaire men marry black women.
Yes.
They marry and they take care and they love black women. It's our own kind that get to that status that want
Excuse me.
That want to go outside.
non-black.
Yeah.
They get a little few hundred, they hundredaires, and they want to go and run off and take their little few hundred and don't take care of their children.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
then
gonna
they
say
want to
all.
turn around, Rachel. And I'm gonna say, can I just squeeze in there? Because then they want to turn around and make it seem as though the other race of women are doing a lot more in terms of being that ideal woman that they want. And we're just lackluster in certain areas. So they run over there to them as if they're holier than thou and if they're doing everything that a man would traditionally want.
But you
They're
know,
still
Smith,
getting divorced from them.
those other countries, those women are beat down. Them men beat the hell out of them to make them do what they say do. Chinese,
Yeah, they make it seem they're so much more submissive. That's what I was looking for.
and they better be submissive. They better be, or
They're
gonna
broke though. They need food. You know what black men are doing now? Black men, it used to be, and Dot says all of you, well, Dots and Robin, I'm talking about the East Coast, possibly everybody though, but I know for sure brothers and men in New York. It used to be about, I'm gonna give it 10, 15 years ago. It was the small hat men, small hats, going over to the DR mostly.
Passport bros.
Passport.
Yeah, I was taking the words right out of my
There you go. So I knew you would know that, Dots, because you're in New York, and so they were going over there. It was the small hats. Now I'm married. I love black men, so don't get triggered, brothers. But this is, you always want to bring up the facts about us, so-called facts. But I got to tell you, women over there in the DR, I'm using the DR especially because I know for a fact, they were getting houses.
Mm-hmm.
Their families were being fed and taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting everything they need, but they still had their little passport baby there.
Mm-hmm.
So the small hat guy would fly. He'd have his small hat family, and he'd fly there and be with his Dominican woman. Black men started saying, "Oh, let's leave these black women. They complain too much." Now they're like third world almost over there. I mean, they're starving. People are living in houses that they prop up plywood. A lot of places. I'm not talking about the tourism areas. I'm talking about the actual, a lot of the neighborhoods, right? Mm-hmm. So hear me out. So now we got the black brothers going over there, our brothers leaving us because we're so disagreeable, and they're going over there and they are telling the women, they're telling each other, this is what a black man actually said on social media. You don't got to do nothing. Go over there and get a bag of beans and rice, and just give them some rice and beans. They're so hungry. You could do anything over there, and they treat you like a king. It's because they're hungry. Now, this is what, not in the DR, but in Colombia, they were playing that. They started getting set up, honey traps, unalived, because they were playing. They weren't doing see, the women over there, they say they're so agreeable. I'm a park. They're not agreeable anymore.
No.
Because they saw the black man, the American black man, came over there, and he started not wanting to do anything for them. He wanted to give them bags of beans and rice and joke about it on the internet. And so they, in Colombia, parts of Colombia, they started setting them up and unaliving them because he's not going to play in their faces. So what's the difference between women there who are tired of you and unaliving you, and the American black women who are just complaining about you? That's what I wanted to say. So the small hats were taking care of them. I'm not saying it's right, because they still were exploiting those women. But the brothers go over there, you don't be doing nothing. And the ones who say they bring them over as wives, those women are gone like that. You get them over here, they go find somebody else, and it's not
exactly.
a black, and it's not a
black.
black. So thank you.
You ladies have said a mouthful. Y'all have. I mean, much of your answers have touched on to a lot of the questions that I was going to ask, and my brain is just like spinning and spinning and spinning. To Napah's point, like the passport bros, because I've heard that actually when we had a discussion on HOK, Brother Roy Bay actually brought it up. Like, this is why black men are going abroad. You know what I'm saying? To get women, because black women are boom, boom, boom. And I said, and I stand on that, and I agree with you, Napah, it's because you have to pay to play. So if you're paying $500 a month, and it's not a lot of money in U.S. currency, but in Colombia, one of my favorite countries to visit, I do that all the time, you are absolutely right. Some women, they typically are young. So you got these old men, older brothers, going abroad. They're getting these very young girls. They're young, right? A lot of them are into prostitution because they have to be, not because they want to be, right? And they're going to call you papi. They're going to smile. They're going to take care of you 24/7 because you're paying for it.
That's right.
Period. They're not with you because you are wonderful. They're not with you because you are an amazing human being. They're not with you because they just fell in love with your heart, your character, your soul, your spirit. They're with you for the US dollar. Point.
And they're trained.
The period.
They're trained.
Why can't men appreciate us? Why can't our men just appreciate us? Why is it that
because they don't want to take accountability?
You are so insecure that you would have to go over to get a free meal. I mean, are you serious? What type of mentality do you have that you have to go over there? You just can't appreciate what you have. You can't appreciate you got a good woman that will stand by you. You just why are y'all so insecure mentally? I mean, I just don't understand it. And the thing is don't think this was supposed to be a conversation where if y'all hear our grievances, it may change something in your mental state of mind that you just not. First of all, why do you lead us? I keep on saying when they say we are the leaders, we know y'all just need to follow us. I just want one man to tell me except telling me I'm your leader because I'm stronger than you. But that's the only thing you say. You're not saying I'm your leader because I'm paying all the bills. I'm protecting you mentally. I'm trying to make sure everything is taken care of in the home. None of that. It's just that I am your leader because I'm stronger than you, which makes me feel like you're a bully, for one. And you just I don't know what that is, because you're not leading. You can't be leading me how to cook, how to clean, how to wash your clothes, how to make sure the home is taken care of, how to take care of your children, because most of the time you make the children, and you might take care of them financially, some of y'all, okay? But in the home, the mom is taking care of everything in the home. I'm trying to figure out what you're leading me. What are you leading me at? Some type of religion? I don't know what you're leading me in. Do you know? Can anybody answer? what the heck because the sister said that, traditionally it sounds good, but I guess what she's saying is financially.
Mm-hmm.
Financially, she wants you to do the position that you were supposed to be given, I'm assuming. But we all know that it's not like that in 2025. And it ain't no fault to y'all. It's just that, what I'm saying, bills and society have made things so high now that the woman has to work as well.
Yeah.
And can I add this? I think part of the reason is because they don't know who they are. They don't know. It's self-discovery. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They're going by what society, they're going by what their uncles, they're going by what everybody else tell them they should be. They do not know. That's why I always said that I believe that they should have had self-discovery classes in school to teach us who we are. I mean, as far as when I say teach us who we are, if we have thoughts, if we have whatever, like to teach us about us. They teach us about everybody else, but they don't never sit down and try to teach us about us and our thoughts and what do I want? They don't know what they want.
Well, I'm gonna have to say this. In Islam, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
The girls go to their own school, right? Or they're taught by themselves. Mm-hmm. And the guys are taught by I always said that was one of the main things in Islam that I loved, because you are taught how to be together. Mm-hmm. Instead of, you just in these regular public schools, you just clunked together, and by nature the energy is pulling y'all together, and y'all not even ready yet. The girls don't know how to cook, clean, all the things we used to learn in school with home economics and all of this. We are taught about keeping our chastity, you know what I'm saying, the things those things are taught in Islam. On this side, you see what I'm saying, with just the females, we're not ready yet to be with the male sex yet. And then the male sex is taught how to respect the female sex and to understand her different moods monthly, because a man don't know us.
No.
And we don't know them, just like what you're saying. So they really need to be.
I don't think that part is true. We do know them, because remember, we raise males and females. I ain't gonna give that to them.
When I say we don't know them is because they are different. Even though we birthed them in this world and we created them in our womb and we breathed for them and ate for them, the people who they want behind.
And we raised them like your son, right? Your son.
Life. They want us behind them after all the pain. We actually risk our lives to have. Now you want us behind you. We still don't know them. It's when I'm saying is they come out, and that's nature, that they are completely different than we are.
I've mastered.
So we need to get to know each other. We really.
Well, let me say this, Robin. I hear you, and we do need to get to know each other. But I'm gonna double down on this.
Okay.
When they hear a man say, it's not even like I'm disagreeing, but I do want to say, when I hear men say, "Oh, how are you gonna tell me what a real man is?" Either way, men and women, you can be a woman and know what a real man is.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm tired of that silly.
What you're saying is, you know what you want out of this man. Right?
I know what a real man is. I know what a real man is,
which makes him a real man. Because we the one that got to accept y'all. Because that word, what is in the poem? They said let. They have a problem with the word allow and let.
Let, yes.
You can only do it if we let you. You can only do it if we allow you. I don't even see how that's a problem. You should want us to let you. You should want us to allow you to show your masculine side. You should want that. You can only do it if we let you or allow you to do it. There's no other way you can do it.
Can I ask a question? I love Dots. Dots is moderating, but I do want to ask this question. I really want to hear from everybody. I'm not taking over, but I do want to know from each woman, what is masculine? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to hear from then I'll go last. What is masculine to you?
Okay, so let's start with Sharice, and then we'll go down.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. You know what? I have an amazing father, and I think he truly exudes everything masculine, manly, just always, you know what? My father literally took care of the entire household.
Oh my
But I'm
God.
saying all of us, me, my sister, when he got remarried, her children, hell, even my mama. Like he literally was the epitome to me in my eyes of what a man really was. He took care of the home, he worked, he held it down. Like it wasn't all of that riffraff in the house because when he came in there, everything shut down. It wasn't no, yeah, he just wasn't the one under two. Like he just literally was just always a true support system. Anything that we needed, he was there for. I'm talking about when we used to dance and do cheerleading and all that in high school or whatever. We never not had that money to pay. Like he just was always that type of person. And he said that he's that way because his father was that way. My grandfather, he was that way. They had nine, him and my grandmother had 9 children. He took care of the whole house and she did her wifely duties inside the house. And I feel like just a masculine person is just someone that's automatically respected. They don't got to ask for their respect. It's already given, it's already manifesting itself, and it's already shown. And that's just how I see it. He didn't have to ask us for our respect because he
Mm-hmm.
showed every reason why we needed to respect him. So, I mean, I just feel like I love him. He's so awesome. And, I hate that it's just a lack of that type of man out here today because we have these conversations a whole lot around the differences in his generation, his father's generation, and what's happening today. It's really a different thing. It's not the same. So, and that's why I always go to that because it's just a new time now, and they're not thinking on that level of uh, providing and caring and protecting and all of those things. And all of those things, I think, lie in what masculinity is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Thank you. That
yeah,
was nice.
thank you.
Yes. Miss Rachel.
I think a masculine man is someone who is strong, but also doesn't have who's balanced, who doesn't have a problem with showing his emotional side. I don't even want to say sensitive side because, but who can lead a home, who can listen, who can apologize,
Mm,
who can everything that they consider weak, who can come back and say, "Baby, I know I'm sorry," who can sit and listen to hear and not to rebuttal or to be right,
mm-hmm.
but someone who cares about his children, who cares about his community, who cares about himself, you know um so that's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. My girl Rachel from Detroit is really doing it good tonight. I'm loving it. You on point. Okay. Can I jump in on
Yeah.
masculinity? Very similar to what Rachel said, that a man that's balanced. Anytime you see somebody overcompensating with this alpha superior energy, that's the sign that that's not true masculinity.
Mm,
Masculinity is one that understand that in real life, as Rachel said, you need to be able to be compassionate. You have to be able to communicate. You got to go get you some education. You got to be able to work hard and whatever it is that you are doing in your life, you need to be achieving things. You need to be always moving forward. So masculinity is one that is always, in my opinion, moving forward in the things that he was put here to do on the earth. That's masculinity. This alpha stuff to me is a joke. This real hard where the man, and for some reason women seem to like that, but when you unpack that, it's really not masculinity. It's a little boy that's
mm,
broken, that's afraid, that's overcompensating. So when you see a man that can feel, a man that may be able to show a little bit of some tears, That's a sign of masculinity. He can feel, he thinking, he's not just puffed up in himself. So a man that is balanced, very close to what Rachel said, very balanced. That's masculinity to me.
Yes.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right. I feel like masculinity is one that, first of all, is responsible. Have to be responsible. That is a very masculine thing. I like a man that's strong, that comes home and just be like, baby, you make sure you did that, you did this, or baby, you make sure you did that, or you know what I'm saying, make sure it was you, I gave you the money, did you make sure you paid the gas and electric bill? Take charge, but in a very respectful way that accepts that you are a woman. You know what I mean? It accepts that you are to be respected in the role of being a mother and a woman, just like he is supposed to be respected in his role of being a man, and be understanding towards each other. To me, you are masculine when just even if you just, it's sexy, but even if your masculinity is showing affection.
Yes.
Showing affection is very, very masculine. Just sometime every now and then, just come behind me and kiss me on my shoulder or my neck or something. It's baby, I love you. It's just these things it's masculine. It's like that strong. You know what I mean? Even it's masculine when he offers, because it seemed like the women is always the one that say, baby, can we do this? Can we do that? I like it's masculine when he asks you, come on, baby, you don't have to cook tonight. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go to the movies. If he makes the phone call, Mom, you feel like watching the kids for us? I want to take my baby out tonight. You know what I'm saying? A man that cares about how you feel. Not just about himself.
Exactly.
Those are masculine things to me. You know what I mean? And to show his emotional side. A man that makes you feel like you're needed and that he needs you.
Yeah.
Those things are very, very masculine. Don't make us feel beneath you. It's not masculine to be a bully. It's not masculine to be a bully. It's just like Sister Wise says, it is balance. A man that keeps you non-upset and that keeps you you can talk to him and he understands how you feel and he's not pushing, baby, I'm looking at something right now. I'm doing this. My sports is on right now. That he can't even listen to you when you're talking. Your feelings or whatever. Those are masculine things. Those are things that's under the thing of protection. You understand what I'm saying? It's so much, like I said, it's so much underneath for that veil of protection. And she belongs to you. When you let her know you are mine and I'm going to protect you. You know what I mean? Her mental state of mind and her physical state of mind.
Good points. That's the good points. Napah, let's hear from you. And then after Napah talks, I'm going to ask you guys another question.
Okay, thank you, Dots. And this is every single woman has been, I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional because everything that has been said is 100% true and it does hit home. Anybody out there who listened to these women and says, oh, that's not masculine, because it sounds like women do know how to define masculinity. I agree with everybody. I just want to come in and say, for me, I just want to echo all of what they said. For me, it's first protection. And what Robin was saying about that whole, the mind and the love, protect me, not just physically protect me, make me feel special. Yes. Women, it's masculine. If it's hard, if you can't do it, then you got to check your masculinity. If you chose me and I'm yours, make me feel that I am the only one in the world, even if I'm not. When I'm with you, adore me, love me, protect my feelings. Like the thing you said about the kiss on the neck, the hey, how you doing? Think of a woman. And the thing is, as women, as mothers, we don't always get thought of. We're always thinking of everybody. And there is that sense of reciprocity too, brothers, men, if you're listening. when you're thinking of us and making us feel like the world is centered around us, we're doing the exact same thing for you. It's easier for a woman to do that for you.
Yes.
It's easier for me when I see who's done this. Come on, go somewhere else. You know, we really don't mean it. Stop looking at me. Stop staring at me. But you love it as a woman. That's our nature. Like when he's just focused on you, like, I don't care who's out there at the party. Go back out there. I'm trying to get the food. Oh, I'm staying in here with you. That kind of, those little things like that, that's masculine. Because then it makes us feel like, oh, I can't live without this person. I'm getting emotional right now. This is getting me emotional.
That's good.
Everything that everybody said got me emotional because it's so easy. These are easy things, brothers. You complain about us in panels and you say, oh, I saw a brother say, well, can we define femininity? That's all you do all day long on these manospheres is, oh, she should be feminine like this. She should be soft. All you got to do, these things that were said are so easy for you to do. And then you won't see so many angry, disagreeable women. I'm sure you won't. So I got emotional just for the love of for Black love.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just want to say thank you. I loved it. I love everything. It's just love your woman. Love her. And by the way, one more thing. The opposite of masculine, I think everybody said it. Do not disrespect your woman in front of your friends. Oh my goodness. Completely lost her. I don't care what. If she's spitting in your face and hitting you, well, she's a monster. I'm talking about don't think that if your wife is with you and you're at dinner together, for instance, and then she says, oh, don't put too much salt on your food, baby. You know you got the high blood pressure, whatever. She doesn't say your business like she says, not a lot of salt. Don't tell me what to do. I do what the hell I want to do. Because you want your friends to clap, your male friends. But what you've done is you got approval from people who won't even be there for you.
Right.
And the woman who loves you and doesn't want you to get sick, she's going to be there with you while you're sick. And they can high five you. You told her. That's that male, I'm not going to be a simp for my woman. We got to lose that. Stop trying to please your guy friends at the expense of the person who's going to be there to the end and beyond and loves you with all her life and soul. That's masculine.
And not only that,
all of what you were Freedom, did you want to?
I just wanted to piggyback on what Paul was saying. You know what is the worst thing for me is for my man to help somebody make fun of me.
Oh yes.
That right there, I don't care what to say. I could just have a baby by you, and I will leave you alone because I have to feel like I'm the most important thing in your life. The most important thing in your life is me to me. If my sister say, girl, you can't make no potato salad, and my man laugh about it, girl, you can't make, right then and there, I don't look at you as my king no more.
No.
Lost it. You are not my king anymore because what you have did was lower me. You made fun of me in front of somebody. The protection level that you was supposed to have in my mind is no longer there. You know, it was a story that my mom used to tell about these two people was sitting at church. And the husband just, he looked over to his wife and said, you know what? Miss Lucille looked good today in that red dress. Looked like she lost some weight and this, that, and other. So the wife is sitting there. She's not saying nothing. She said, yeah, she looks nice. That stayed in her mind. You don't never compliment her.
Right.
You complimenting Lucille on that dress she got on, which means now I'm looking at Lucille. You understand what I'm saying? You noticing that Lucille done lost some weight. So you wake up in the morning, you trying to figure out where my wife at. She outside, she jumping up and down, she doing exercises, she doing everything. And guess what? She not even telling you why. 10 years done passed. She never forgot.
Those are all really good points.
And I just want to say this one thing of what the lady said. And what they don't understand, like out of all the things that we said, we start off as this mushy marshmallow. But the more you take that, then we become hardened. And now now we're this hard, back talking, whatever they want to say about us, because you have hardened us.
Yeah.
Every woman, when she first starts off with a man, she a marshmallow because she loves him. She wants him. But when you cheat on her, when you do these things, you begin to harden her heart.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm gonna go out, Dotson, and come back.
Y'all have said some amazing things, and that was a great question. So thank you for that, Napah, with that. That was awesome. And I see you guys in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to highlight some of the comments and everything. We're gonna drop the link really, really soon because it's more important that we hear what y'all have to say. To your point, Rachel. What you just ended on is perfect, because I was thinking that too. And I want to really emphasize this because I do know that, you know how we speak, you know how our tone is, our context, we speak with a lot of passion, right? Just like brothers do, right? And sometimes it can come across as anger. Please be very clear. There is not one woman on this panel. This is to all our men that's in the chat or who's listening. We absolutely adore, love, and respect y'all. Understand that. I think there is nothing more divine. I think there is nothing more beautiful than a quote unquote, I'm using black in quotes, but than a black man. Point blank, and the period. Has never been any other choice for me personally, right? So I just want you guys to really hear that, because I do know that sometimes we do get those spoken points like, y'all just angry, y'all just this, y'all just that. And to Rachel's point about where that frustration or where that quote unquote masculinity in a woman comes from, historically, we have always had to be on the front line, right? We understand we operate in a system that wasn't created by us, for us, boom, 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 right? So because of that, because of those systemic things, right? As Black women, we've always had to hold it down. We got y'all. Like, and I think y'all know that, okay? There is nothing more protective than your big mama. There is nothing more protective than that woman that's right there beside you, right? You going to war, then it's time to battle up. We are right there. And when y'all can't be there, we still hold it down. So yes, there's some frustration. Yes, there's anger. Yes, there's like all of the things, right? But those are, in my opinion, normal human emotions, right? But understand that we love y'all. We rock with y'all. We here because of y'all. We can't exist. We cannot exist, and we do not want to exist without y'all. So I really hope y'all hear that, right? We just speaking out from our experiences. Okay, so next question, y'all. Okay, so I saw a couple of comments in the chat, and Bad Hombre, ignore, Bad Hombre is so annoying, y'all. We love him. He's always here. You know what I'm saying? But there was a couple of people in the chat, and they were saying something to the effect of like, so then why is there more Black women that are single or divorced or X, Y, and Z? And you hear the talking points of the reasons why. Oh, because you guys are this, you that, or that. But I wanted to share with you guys a quick article, and I wanted to hear what you guys thought about it, right? Just to get some, hold on, let me share my screen. And this is from the pewresearch.org. This was an article that was written. Sorry if you can't see it and I'm not looking at y'all. Do y'all see that on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is from the Pew Research Center. It was written August 20th of 2020, but it's kind of interesting, right? And when we look at some of these, and we know that data can be manipulated. We all know that, all right? So let's just park that there. But from this article, what they're talking about is that while there are, depending on the demographic, right, but there are more single women than there are married women, it's not for the reasons that you think. What they're finding is that currently, especially in this decade that we're in, that women are choosing to be single. So it's not so much that they can't find a man. They have chosen, they're finding out that women are choosing to be single. They are choosing maybe to just date. They are choosing to not be in a committed relationship, right? Which is interesting. It's a different spin on that conversation of why, women are always single, or Black women especially are single and can't keep a man. According to this article, that's not the reason. It's because it's a choice. So it says many single adults in the United States are content being on their own. Of the half who are not looking for a relationship or dates at the moment, having more important priorities, and enjoying being single are their top reasons why they are not looking to date. For those who are on the dating market, about half are open to either a relationship or casual dates, and relatively few are looking only for something casual. In particular, daters younger than age 40 are less likely than older daters to be looking for only casual dates, right? So then they do the breakdown. So it says 69% of the people that they had used for this case study, they were partnered, right? And a partnered, quote unquote, partner adult are those who are either married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship. 31% were single. Single adults are those who are not married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship, right? And 15% were looking, 15% not looking. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down a little bit. 1 second, 1 second. And then here, it's like more of a somewhat of a breakdown of the stats. So it's like the share of United States adults who are single, and it varies by demographic groups, right? So the percentages of adults in each group who are single. So the adults for this case study, it was 31. Out of the 31, 28 were single. 28%, pardon me, y'all. Black, 47%. Hispanic, 27%. And the age groups between 18 to 29, 41%. 30 to 49, 23%. 50 to 64, 28%. And 65 and older were 36%, right?
Wow.
It goes to the men because there are more men than there are women, as we know. So 18 to 29 was 51%. 30 to 49 was 27, 50 to 64 were 27%, and 65 and older were 21. I'm going to stop there. But what do you guys think about that? And would you tell a younger sister, your daughters, your nieces, your whomever, right? The younger generation, because that's really who's the most important, right? Like, and we're trying to pass down some type of things that we know do work or don't work. What would be your advice to the younger generation, to a single, would you say to them, I suggest you start looking for your mate in your 20s, right? Or would you say, I suggest you date, enjoy yourself, see what's out there, and don't worry about settling down maybe until you're over 30? What do you
I have a daughter who is teenage, and I tell her already, focus on your career and your education, of course, and your career. You don't want to get in any relationships. You don't. I tell her, don't even have anybody, no sleeping with anybody, nothing. That's what I teach my daughter, because when you give yourself over to someone, you have to focus. I'm talking about as a traditional woman, right? I'm focusing on him a lot, and I don't want that. So no, I tell my daughter, wait, start a family. I'm into freezing eggs. So start a family in your late 30s, 40s. So my answer is, yeah, I would never tell a young woman, go settle down in your 20s. I wouldn't, if that's
I
what
agree.
you're asking. So
Yeah, I would say for me that the key for me is that you want your daughters to be independent. I know men don't want to hear this, but this is reality. They need to be independent first. And once they're independent, they can take care of themselves. So the education is important, them having their own finances,
yes.
stand on your own feet. And at that point, daughter, you are then able to go to the next step because you can make a decision based on not, a lot of times we make decisions, we need money. He got a lot of money, he bling blinging. When you have your own and you're able to stand on your own feet, you can make a sound decision. I'm interested in this man for who he is and what I see in him, as opposed to I'm interested in this man because what he has, the material, the things that he has. So I'm with you when you say tell her to wait. I would definitely tell my daughter, wait, become independent, and then you can start into dating and etc.
Mm-hmm. And I have a daughter, she's 28, and she's ready. But what I had to tell her, and she lives over in Thailand now, and I instilled in my kids, get to know who you are.
Yeah.
Understand your emotions. Understand yourself. Go out and enjoy yourself. So many people are like they always have to be with someone, whether it's a friend, whether it's a man. Enjoy yourself. Know who you are, because once you know who you are and you know your temperament and you know this and that, you'll pick better.
Yeah.
Because you'll know, okay, nah, this person triggers me. But if you don't know who so many people get in relationships, like I said, not knowing who they are, and then they're with someone because and now they trigger them, you know but that's what I tell my daughter. So right now my daughter is living her best life. She's traveling, you know, and she's doing all of these things by herself, because once, like I told her, once you get into a relationship, those things, or and have, and begin to have children, you're not going to be able to do those things,
Nope.
as much until the children get a little older. So I told her, go out, enjoy, explore, and talk to men. Talk to several men as friends. Get to know men. Get to know the type of man that you like. What kind of personality? Like, so that's basically what I tell my daughter. Both of them. Just know who you are, and get out here, because there's so many different men, so many different personalities. Find out what kind of personality fits with you, and in doing so, you'll meet your person.
Yeah, and I would say also that my father always told me to never need a man, but wanting him is the key. You don't never want to need him, but
Yes.
wanting him is what it is. You know what I mean? And he always encouraged me to, live. I have a 9-year-old daughter now, and I think I would literally tell her the same thing. It's like, establish yourself, establish what it is that you want to do for your life, whatever that may be, and then you can go and search for a partner, or they can come search whatever, however that would work.
Right.
You guys will find each other. I've always been taught to never go out here and look for them, honey, or look for a certain type of validation from them, because I was always taught to do for myself and build myself and love myself, which is so important, because I think a lot of us as women, we do like a lot of self-love. And because
Mm-hmm.
we like a lot of that self-love, we go and we accept anything. And it's just like, we'll accept it because we don't have a high sense of self, and we don't value who we are as people, as women, and everything that we offer. So yeah, I was just always taught to want him but never need him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with everyone. Yeah.
Minty Hotel said that never date out of necessity, because that damages both sides of the relationship. I love that comment. Okay, Freedom, and then Napah.
Well,
I thought I said
I,
something.
I have 2 daughters,
I spoke, Dots.
Huh?
I spoke already.
Oh, you did? Okay, my bad. Freedom.
I have 2 daughters, and I did raise them to be very independent, and both of them are very independent. Um, I always, you got to, I was with Sharice, what she said, I agree with. I raised my girls to be very independent. I'm
Mhm.
saying I knew they were going to get into relationships with men, with boys, and then men as they were growing up. And I have to say, I'm kind of patting myself on the back with both of my girls.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my girls, we know they're very grown, right? But they strong women. They're bosses on their jobs. One works for an attorney. The other one is the manager at her job. She's the
Yeah.
big manager at her job. So I'm proud of both of my girls,
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm trying to raise a son to be a man. And it is hard. It is very, very hard. But I will have to say I'm proud of both of my girls. And the oldest one, she don't take no. Well, neither one of them take no. Neither one of them take no stuff. And I find that even though they have really good jobs and everything, I find my baby being submissive.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive. You know what I mean? Even the baby girl, she didn't drive for a long time. And I thought she was like, I always asked her, why you don't drive? You know, I thought she was just allowing her husband to, you know what I'm saying, just take her everywhere she needed to go. Like that was his job, like, you know, to take her everywhere she needed to go. I was like, okay, well, she allowing him to do this and allowing him to do that. I guess it's to allow him to make him feel like he is the man, you know, and they got 4 daughters. They have 4 daughters.
Wow. You know what? When I was married, my previous marriage, I did not drive. So that you just made my heart jump.
Yeah, because
I
like,
loved
Mama,
it.
you don't drive.
No,
Like,
but you know, those are the traditional things that women can, like you say. I like that. I like to be even right now with Sonetta. I don't drive. But that's old fashioned. I'm not saying women shouldn't drive though. I'm
Yeah,
probably
my Aunt
I'm a
Cynthia
better
don't
That's for
drive.
the
driver than Sonetta.
princesses.
Yeah, my Aunt Cynthia do not drive, and when she
you
tell
don't
third
drive.
woman, okay.
That doesn't mean I'm not a better driver.
My girls was raised with me, so they're the traditional type of girls. You know,
Right.
my girls was raised with me, so you know, and then my father raised me,
Mm-hmm.
so he taught me pretty much what it was that men normally want in a relationship. Even so much as I have to say that I learned a lot from my father, where he would say, "Robin, you don't have to be right about everything. He's still a man. You just, you know, allow this to happen, allow that to happen, because you don't want to push him away because he never can be right about things or something, like, you know, just teaching me things. Like he would say things like, if you had a dime, who would you give it to, me or your man or your husband? And I would say, of course I give it to you, daddy, this, that, and the other. My father said, no, 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 no. You give it to your husband so
Mm-hmm.
you can see his character on what he would do with just that dime. Would he split it with your father, knowing you only had us two to give it to, or would he just give me the dime?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just little things like that. But I raised my girls pretty much the same way he pretty much raised me. And I have to say, I'm proud of both of my girls.
Yeah.
I love
And
what
my
Kelly.
son too.
Can we just acknowledge Kelly's
Yeah,
beautiful?
I love Kelly's comment. She said, my parents have been married over 45 plus years. They told me I had to go to college and get a job. I never met a father that didn't want his daughter to be independent.
That's good.
Right.
That is a powerful, powerful statement. And I'm curious to hear, especially from our brothers in the chat, if you have daughters, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that comment. Are you raising your daughters to be independent? Or are you raising your daughters to take on maybe a more traditional role of not working at all, finding a husband, and then he's taking care? I'm curious. So if you agree with that comment, put a 1. Copper by you already. He said 1. Okay.
But wait a minute, though, Dots. They'll raise their daughters to be independent, and they'll raise their daughters to be celibate in a sense. But then they tell their sons, "Go out here and sow your royal oats." It doesn't match. It doesn't balance. Because what that does is show him he has no discipline, no responsibility. He doesn't take accountability for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should be raising them both to be chastity, to be, you know,
Thanks
pretty
to
much save it till you get married. Then, you know, if it's like almost your father is being a peer pressure on the boy before he could even grow up where he was supposed to be to have sex.
and it's a bad influence.
Trust me, it was always different strokes for different folks. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And we have a man that just
to go sleep with some other, that's someone else's daughter. You don't want
Yes,
anybody
Literally.
yes.
No, literally. I grew up with my dad, and then my stepmother, she had 3 sons. One son was super grown, and then the other 2 at the time, they weren't grown. But he could have a girl in his room. Oh no. Sharice can have no boy in her room. Hell no. No. But that boy could have that girl in that room. And those were like super.
That's not right, because it teaches
that's what it
backwards.
You know, I never tried my dad, you know what I'm saying? But it's the truth. You know, I was just bringing that to light to just show how, you know, it is a double standard when it comes to men and women. You know what I mean? Like, there is certain things fathers are not going to allow their daughters to do.
Mm-hmm.
And their sons
in it doing it. That's the video I sent you, Dots. I wish we could have played a little bit of that.
I can't have nobody.
What it does to the mind of a young boy. Okay, when their fathers influence them to go out here because they already, I guess sexually bothered. That's the only word I can use for when they're young and they get into their puberty and stuff. But then their fathers push them out there, their uncles or whatever, and peer pressure push them out there to have sex early. Then that's what they used to. So when they get a good woman that is a virgin or whatever the situation may be, he's so used to sleeping with different women already that he can't even be faithful to her.
Yeah.
See how no discipline.
I love that. And on the heels of that, we got Dueling After Dark. We got a brother that just joined us. And again, Sharice, many of you hit on this throughout this conversation so far about what I'm hearing is it's more so when we're talking about like masculinity or that gender role of being a man. It's more about the energy and the presence, right? Like how you were saying, I would never even try my father. When my father walked in the house, it was already understood. Like it's structure, it's order. He didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to raise nothing. We just respected it. That is some sexy, amazing, powerful energy. You heard me? That is some amazing energy. And don't have it. Right. And so, because I agree with you, right? Like we all know that when you are in the presence, when you are in the presence of masculine, balanced, healthy, masculine energy, it's not loud. It's never loud. I always say when you walk into a crowded room, you don't pay attention to the people who pop in their mouth and who likes to be seen and heard. You need to be paying attention to who's posted up on a wall. You need to be paying attention to the ones who are using their discipline and not necessarily having to be the center, but something about them when they walk in, everybody want to know who you are. That's energy, that's presence. And without even having to request it, it garners respect in the same way with a woman. I've said this many times before. And this is I'm a primary source because I've experienced this personally, right? So screw what a book said. I'm getting ready to tell y'all personal experience. A woman, right? Because there's levels to womanhood. Just because you have a vagina and female parts don't mean you're, that we're talking about woman or lady or whatever. But anyway, a female can walk into a room, someone who's in her femininity. She knows what that is. She knows the power that femininity can bring and attract and garners. And it could be a space where you got these men getting ready to go ham. They getting ready to let off. And that one female can walk into that space and just with her smile and just with her getting eye contact with them brother, she can calm that energy down. That is a straight fact. A woman can walk can walk down a block, can walk down a street, right? And a man could be having the worst day, but it's something about that woman's smile that just made him and she don't necessarily have to be the most attractive physically, but it's that energy, it's that presence, right? That's and it's feminine. It doesn't have to be overly aggressive. I just wanted to put that out there. Dueling After Dark, welcome. We're happy to have you. What would you like to jump in and say? Or if you have a question for the ladies on the panel, feel free.
Well, good afternoon, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Peace,
We're doing good. Welcome.
Yeah, peace, family. Welcome. Thank you. I was enjoying the show. Been enjoying the show. I was on the show earlier with Sister Napah and Sister Freedom. And I was trying to bring my coalition in here. I got a couple of my guys that was just inside of the chat. Tevin is one of them, and y'all tackled a lot of subjects. So I don't even know where to start, man. The original question y'all had in regards to tradition being a vital role in a relationship is where I guess I can start, if that's okay with you ladies. Because I know it can get real hot up in here, and I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not like that. So
I want you to say what you have to say. Be free to speak. Nobody's gonna interrupt you. You know what I mean? And it's all out of love, really and truly.
Facts. Well, first and foremost, we can just go here. I enjoyed all of you ladies' perspective on what masculinity is, or what you would define it to be. The issue with that, in my opinion, is if every single woman on the panel has an opinion on what masculinity is, what would be the defining factor for all of us to follow? Not saying that women would just define masculinity as that thing, but each and every individual on the panel has went through their own separate experience. So to their taste, this is what masculinity is to them. So if that is what it is, then who's going to have the grand idea? Our society has been based on people that's been able to come up with rules and come up with judgments. And these are the things that we abide by. These are the laws, these are the statutes, these are the commandments, and so on and so forth. And so going through life and, you know, meeting the incorrect people and not having people to assist you with courting and understanding this, I apologize to even like to every single one of you ladies that had to go through it individually and figure it out on your own. That wasn't it wasn't supposed to be like that. You wasn't supposed to be able to court somebody who's incorrect for you and give you a whole different perspective. And now you bring this into someone else's lifestyle, and now what you have can change what they want to give you based on what you now bring to the table. So it's so much to tackle. Like for the man that wants to be this thing for you, you already come with a standard based on the past. What new can he give you when you already have a defense up for what the past has already presented you? And that's one of my first questions.
Great question. Did y'all understand what he was asking? Did everyone heard his question?
I did. I would like to say thank you, and thank you for being such a gentleman and kind in speaking with us women. I don't know what's going on with this phone. You
No,
know,
we're here.
thank you for being a gentleman with expressing yourself. Yes, we all, especially at this big age, like I'm almost 60 years old. So yes, I've had a lot of experiences, but I've also taken the time to heal. So, you know, I don't think all men are bad. You know, I don't judge men from what I've gone through. I'm looking for the characteristics of what's good for me, because each man is different. Each man carries different characteristics. So, you know, what Sister Wise may what characteristics that Sister Wise may look for, that may not be important to me. You know, so I'm just I, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you
It's
know,
okay, sweetheart. Take your time. I'm with you.
we're just looking for those characteristics in a man. And I think even with men, there's certain characteristics, there's certain things that you all look for in a woman. Some men like big women, some men like small women, some men like women that's more aggressive, some men like women that's more quiet, you know. So I think that that's just a personal thing when we're dating and getting to know each other.
I love that, Rachel. You got people in the chat going crazy. They like 60, girl. I thought you late 30s or 40s, or but you know how they say black don't crack. I know how
You know it.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
how
thank you. Thank you.
Look amazing. Okay.
Well, thank
She
you.
just said he was 28. I said, whoa. Like,
Thank
yes.
you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also say,
anybody else want to answer that?
sure. I'll hop in there if that's okay. Here's the deal, right? When we are looking for a mate or trying to show interest in someone, I think it's all about the examples that you were given, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you've seen in your household, whatever that example of a male looks like, that's going to influence my decisions and who I choose. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part, for me, it actually influences who I choose and who I would like to be with. A man who exhibits certain behaviors and characteristics that my father exhibited. I don't think that it's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of men who choose women like that exhibit certain characteristics that their mother may exude or exhibit. So I just think that, I don't think it's like us trying to define masculinity in a sense, but I just think that it's just based off the things that we've seen, know, and understand it to be. And yeah, that's just, like, I mean, just that little part, I just kind of wanted to get in there.
Okay.
Well, I can jump in there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I can jump in there and say, I know because you are a man. And I appreciate you coming up here. And I have to say as well, I appreciate you being understanding. You know what I like when he said, take your time, I'm with you. I like that. Okay, but we can only define masculinity because that's what we want. And a lot of times, do you know we say what we want and our men don't hear us? We can say it over and over and they still don't hear a word that we're saying until it's over, until the relationship is over, and then they're asking what it is that you want. I like these type of panels because we get to say what we want out of a man, and we hope that even though it may not have been in our relationship, that the men are hearing this is really what we want. This is really what we see as masculinity in a home. A man is a man that needs another man to tell him that he's a leader. Like a lot of times when these men go on these manosphere channels and they're listening to men tell them that they're leaders. To me, that's not a leader. A man that will pay another man to hear him rank on a woman is not masculinity. It is like insecure baby stuff. Like it's childish. And it's very immature, and it's weird. That part is weird. So a person you think is a man, don't need a woman. Another man to tell him that he's a man. He needs a woman to make him feel like he's a man.
Yeah, like
Hello?
that's good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
She don't have to say it. It's never needed to be said. A man don't say it. He displays it. And a woman, she makes him feel like a man, like a king, like he knows he's a man by her actions. That's why we're now telling you what it is that we want. When the question was asked us what we want in a man. So if you're not doing those things, or anybody in the chat that's not doing those things, but your woman is not telling you that that's what she wants with all the things that we've said, that's what we see as masculinity. Mental protection and physical protection.
I love that.
Hello?
That's good.
Oh, the last servant, Tevin. Do you want me to call you Tevin?
Yeah, you could call me Tevin.
Okay, welcome.
Because you kept.
That's one of my guys.
Okay, welcome to Unscramble Minds. Thank you, Julian, for bringing.
But I don't think the sisters are done yet, right? Dots explaining because he asked.
No, because
let me just
explain. But now, yeah, Tevin came up.
Let me just say, like, when y'all going on points like that, you have to allow for rebuttals in your statements. What do you want in a man doesn't define masculinity. That's just what your
for
preference
us.
is. Yeah, but what you want in a man does not. That's not what masculinity is.
Well, let me jump in here for a second, Tevin. We're defining masculinity, and it is what we want.
No, that's not.
But
Yeah,
we're defining masculinity. Masculinity is defined not only by men, and that is something that is imbalanced. We have to stop that, where only men can define masculinity in these circles. That's the thing that's pushed, which is ridiculous, because intellectual men and women can define masculinity and femininity. So, ironically, in a lot of these manosphere circles, we hear men constantly talking about what feminine should be, and they're totally off the mark. They think feminine should be take it, be a doormat, be a toilet. Hold on, be a doormat in a toilet, a nice, soft, cushy one of those toilets with the cushion seat, the nasty ones. Be a toilet with the cushion on it. Be a doormat that he can wipe his feet on, that is nice and fluffy, and be a buffet that he never brings anything to, but he's always eating off of.
Yes.
That is what we hear on these manosphere channels all the time about femininity. Sit there,
Insecure
smile,
little men.
Well,
smile, and just, okay, you come and tell us what masculinity is, Tevin. I don't want to be not picked
I'm
today.
not.
Can you
I'm not.
let us know what masculinity
I'm not trying to.
is?
I'm not trying
No.
to tell you. I'm not trying to tell you what
Yeah.
masculinity is, but what are you stating isn't what masculinity is.
But
What
tell
is
Um,
us
in
what it
fact
is.
What
Well,
is it?
how about you
Then you
define
tell us what
on
it
the
is.
masculinity?
concept.
I'm gonna
On the
let him
Define
go, but
it.
I just let me
One
say this
second,
part.
ladies. No, wait. 1 second. Is one mic, please. Let Tevin say what he
Go
has
ahead.
to say. Please
Go
do not
ahead.
interrupt. Thank you. Go ahead, Tevin. You have the floor.
a basic form of masculinity is sacrificing and responsibility. That's the main role of masculinity, being able to handle your roles and support your household or your family at the base. It's not being caring, it's not being loving, it's not being that, it's being sustainable and helping your family or your household to a degree and handling in your shit. Now, granted, I will give you this: a lot of men uh don't really portray that, but there are also a lot of men that do portray those qualities. But the only issue I have is you trying to define masculinity based on what you deem is masculinity or what you want in a man. That's not how you define a definition.
But you just
Is not a
We
repeated
Can I
description.
speak
said
to
what
him?
you
that.
said.
Oh my
Well,
God.
we
Yeah,
said all of
I
that.
think
The
all of
point
us
is,
said that.
Tots, can I say
That's,
something to him in
I,
response? I'd
Yes,
like
that's
to
yes.
respond to him. I don't want to listen. You have a schema where you only picked up what you wanted to hear because you've
no,
been programmed to
what they
say.
do, Nepal.
I
I
didn't
just
hear.
want to get this because
I didn't hear what
I
you.
don't want to take. I'm going to hand the
I
mic
didn't.
over, but I need to point this out. The reason I'm coming with this energy is, and he proved it. He's parroting. I'm going to say it again. He is parroting one more time. He's repeating a program that these men have been telling him over and over. Women can't define masculinity. Women can't define masculinity. Women
They
can't
just
define
repeated
masculinity
what you
because
said.
we did say those things that he said.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
said all, but he didn't hear
I
it.
can.
Bless his heart, and I'm gonna part. He didn't hear it because the program that he has reject all those things that they said. Go in there and tell them they don't know what masculinity is. So
No,
again, we did
that's
say
an
those things,
assumption.
Kevin.
That's
We
an
did say those
assumption
things,
No,
Kevin.
it's
that
exactly what happened, hon.
because if
Yeah,
I
because I think you
if I
mistake.
can talk if I can talk, I'm sorry for interrupting, but that's just a habit of mine.
It's okay.
If
That's
I
not a
can
masculine habit.
That's
if I
not,
can
it's
actually, well, I'm not gonna even jump down that. But when I came in, I didn't hear what y'all guys was talking about, so I didn't know what was said or not. But I came in the part where you was defining masculinity as in what you want in a man. That's the part that I
What we
came. It
want
wasn't.
We covered
masculine
It
We
is.
wasn't.
want
responsibility.
It
masculinity.
wasn't. It wasn't some
not
program or
We
uh.
covered responsibility. We said he should protect. We said
accountability.
everything that you came in and said.
Everything
To
you
provide.
said
We said all of
I,
that.
And can I
But
say
and
this,
more. You
yes,
said
Kevin?
all of
yes.
that and
And
more.
Yeah.
under responsibility and accountability comes all of those other things that we
Thank
said.
you, Rachel.
Yes.
If you're
no,
responsible and
Wait, Tevin.
I
if you're
know.
taking on
But yet we didn't
accountability,
hear it.
because
all the rest of
sometimes
those things are gonna fall up under that.
well in the household when certain decisions have to be made, your feelings get overlooked,
You
and
don't know what you're saying.
We said
that you did.
all of that to
Hold
protect.
on, hold on. Can we just okay. So Evan, you are being a great sport. And thank you for your comment.
Yeah,
I
thank
think what
you.
he's saying is that because I just for internal hold on. So I just see somebody, right? Total Clan Brewster had also shared the definition. Masculinity is generally understood as a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles commonly associated with men and boys, though it can be exhibited by people of any age or gender. Right? Okay. So now we know what the definition of masculinity is, for the most part. Okay, Tevin, Lynn.
What did you say that was again? Did you say by any gender? That means a woman could be masculine
Any age,
too?
any age, any age.
No,
When he aged.
masculinity is generally, I'm reading Turtle Clan Brewster's definition. Masculinity is generally understood as a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles commonly associated with men and boys, though it can be exhibited by people of any gender.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Tevin. You have the floor.
Go on, go on. I was just wanted to respond to what I heard. But if y'all said I missed yeah, if y'all said I missed the mark on that, then I say that. But go on. What else was going on in here?
Girl.
Well, I want to say this,
Y'all
Tevin.
told me to be nice.
Tevin, to just let you know, you did come in with, you may not realize it, but that's a program, because we talked about, when she read the definition, it's characteristics and attributes that can be characteristics that can be attributed to men and boys, right? So we gave our definitions on the type of characteristics that we attribute to males that signify this is masculine energy. And nothing that again, we talked about support, we talked about nurturing, we talked about protection, but then what I want to say, Tevin, I'm telling you, I'm gauging that. I don't want to get personal, but I can hear that you're being really tuned into this rhetoric of the manosphere, because you have a problem with, and then I'm going to hand the mic to you. We are having an issue with us saying that it makes us feel good. So it must be wrong. If the Black woman enjoys this behavior from a man, it must be simp behavior. See, you don't understand that you're speaking from a program, but you are. Because see, we said we want him to be responsible. We want him to be protective. That's what you said. But we said we love it, and all you heard is, oh, Black woman wants it, she loves it, must be wrong. Let me get in there and tell her she can't define masculinity. So
I
we
never said you
love
couldn't define
masculinity.
masculinity.
We love masculinity. And you know what else is masculine? And I'm going to talk to Sharice, and I'm going to park my car. My father, one thing my dad was, that before he was anything, my father used to literally, we in our family, my father passed away. We do this, we have a way that we do an action that my dad used to do. We all laugh. My father used to say, okay, I'm listening. Go ahead. My father was a listener. That's masculine. My dad listened, and we
better say it.
A little thing that we do, a little loving thing that we do, a gesture, because my dad used to say, okay, go ahead, I'm listening. And he'd sit there and he'd listen. So listening is masculine, Tevin. That's masculine as well.
Because he's protecting you, because he's listening to you. He's communicating with you. He's not saying, oh, go on somewhere and sit down. Wait till my game go off. Wait till I stop playing this game. He's not doing that. He's showing care about what you're saying. That is protection of your mind. We said that, Tevin.
First, she's making a assumption that is false, but that's her opinion. Second, I said for the most part, masculinity to me was sacrificing and responsibility. I didn't say it was definitive what masculinity is. Third, I never said y'all couldn't define masculinity, but
you did say that when you first came on.
I think it's the way that you started off. You know, when you came in and you said you came in, and instead of saying, you know, what you felt it was, you started off saying we were wrong.
Wait, what I heard, because all I heard was,
but even if you heard what we said, it wasn't wrong. And when you start off telling somebody that they're wrong, that's going to be, that's the reaction you're gonna get. Because how can you tell us, you know, our opinions are wrong? And I'm just saying that's where the disconnect
what makes me feel bad. Do you look at the Manosphere channels?
Nah, Fresh and Fit is stupid.
Oh, you know one name, but you don't look at it. Okay.
Well, of course, they're a popular show. I do listen
It's
to
not
Kevin
just
Samuels.
fresh and fit. There's a
Wait
lot
a
of
minute, you
men.
Kevin,
just said that you
uh,
didn't. Come on, now see, we can't trust you. You can't be a leader.
what
We
are you?
can't trust you, Tevin.
I said I didn't. I
Look at
don't
me,
watch Fresh
Steve
and
the
Fit,
Frog
but I
trying.
know the name. I said I don't watch Fresh and Fit, but I know the name because it's popular. I don't
Right.
see how that correlates.
No, because you just said you do listen to Kevin
Well,
Samuels.
I
okay.
listen to Kevin Samuels. I never said nothing about Fresh and Fit. I started off by
Well, he's a
saying I
manosphere.
know
Oh
Fresh and
my God.
Oh wait,
I
I
don't
didn't
know if
say
Hey,
he's a
that.
hey, Ted.
manosphere.
Hey,
Can I,
Ted.
Yeah,
Yo, Ted.
yeah.
I
Let,
wanted to just
let
quickly
me, let
jump
me,
Hey, yo,
oh,
Ted.
Everybody trying to jump in on Tammy. Hold on.
one second, one
Let's show
second, one
Kevin a
second,
little
one second, one
love.
second, please. One mic, you guys, one mic. Just if we could just remember, like when one person is talking, let's just try and mute up as much as possible. Okay. So that they can kind of express and just get it out. Tevin, I think Dueling wanted to jump in real quick. And then I have another question, y'all, because I can't believe it's already going on 11:30 p.m. And
Yeah,
this conversation
jump
is
in here.
getting amazing. But I do have another question that I want to jump in and ask. So, Dueling, I saw your hand up. Would you like? What did you have to say?
I had a question for Sister Freedom, and it was on the topic that she was saying something about men following other men or asking men about being leaders.
Well,
So,
it's not asking it. What it is they go on these channels like this, like as if they don't know that they are leaders in their homes, and they have to be reminded and told, and it like almost like mesmerized into their mind that you are a leader. You are a leader. She's beneath you. You are the leader. She is to follow you. Leader, leader, leader. You are. It's like it's like they need a man to tell them that they are leaders, and not only that, they pay the man to tell them that they're leaders, which I find very suspect. Because if my man was on manosphere channels all day long listening to men rank on women, bully women, can cut them off when they're trying to talk, take whatever they say, and you get something out and then put it online and they said something smart, you know what I mean? One lady was on the Manosphere channel, and she's a queen maker. And the guy said to her, "You're a single parent." And she said, "No, I'm not a single parent. I may not be with my child's father, but he is well in my child's life." And I understood exactly what she was saying, because how can I be, if I was a single parent, that means the other parent is not there. The other parent is there in my child's life every day, just like I am. So she's not a single parent. But then the person took it and said, I had to school this single mom. You know, I don't think it's cute or even funny. You know what I mean? For
Terrible.
men to sit around and watch. It's like something's wrong with them mentally, that you need to watch and laugh and giggle about ranks, and some high school mental person is on there doing his ranking on women, and that person himself is a opportunist. I'm just saying. I don't know what
That's
you're trying to say about that, but how do you feel? You feel like men need to be reminded? Those are the men that don't have fathers in their lives, or mamas. They had issues with their mom growing up. What do you feel? Because most of them
my,
admit their moms wasn't in their life, or when their moms was in their life, she was nothing but trash. That's what.
Okay.
nah,
Okay.
nope, go ahead.
Freedom answered your question. No, Dueling. I want to hear your voice. And then after Dueling, I'm going to go to the next question. Okay, Dueling, you have it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my approach on it, Mama. My question was, um, with women, with everybody able to identify, or define what masculinity is in regards to leadership, who's going to be able to define what's proper leadership and what's not proper leadership? Because there's men going to these places looking for something that either they didn't obtain in youth, or they feel or think that they need now to equip themselves for the future. So what would be best?
What are you saying? Like why do we?
I'm
I kind of need you to. For me, I didn't get the
right.
full.
No, it's
Me,
okay. So this is right. So this is what I'm asking. The manosphere, um, the manosphere channel exists because men all men need guidance.
That's
And
true.
when they're not able to, receive it at certain points of time, there's other men that are taking advantage of this opportunity. Like
But
some men don't even know how to properly wipe their butt
Oh
because
my.
they're not taught. And they go through life without, with their drawers just funky.
Mm.
And men, some of these channels, I can't speak for all, give men an understanding, some understanding of how to be a man because the world won't completely define it. That's what your father is supposed to do. And his
Agreed.
father is
Agreed.
supposed to teach him.
Right.
And if
Agreed.
that's not given taught and that's not given to him and he's looking for these places, then for y'all suggestion, what should he do?
I want to.
well, how do women, Nepal? One thing that real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What do you do when you find out that these men that are you talking to are liars? And then y'all have the nerve to go on channels and their kids that's telling you how to be a man. I mean, you can go on these people's channels and you could be 45 and the people that's teaching you how to be a man is 32. It just, and then you find out that everything that they're telling you that they have that makes them look all superior and stuff, you found out they are lying about everything. Done been found out lying, and y'all still trust them. What it is y'all like it because
No, you know what, Freedom, though? To his point, sorry, Napah,
No, go
really quick, but to Dueling, you made a really valid point.
I mean, he did.
One second, Freedom. 1 second. You made it really. I like that how you asked that, right? Because what you just spoke about, and you said it even in your response, where you said, if that man does not have an example, right? And we do know that that is a problem. That is an issue. There's a lot of single moms out there, unfortunately, and I agree with you. I do not think a woman can teach a man how to be a man, and I will stand on that. In my
Yeah,
personal opinion,
agreed.
I have two sons. I don't have any daughters, and I will always give credit to their father for raising them, right? Because there's certain parts of their life, like I know for a fact, in the same way, Sharice, when you said, and the power when you mentioned about your fathers, that energy, that presence, that this, that, third. I don't have that. There's certain things that I can't teach them, right? So if they don't have that example around them, if they do not see that on a day-to-day basis, you're absolutely right, Dueling, right? That these spaces exist because men are going to listen to men in the same way that a man can't tell a woman how to be a woman. So
but I said they might be men that don't have fathers, these
point.
fatherless men. I said that.
Yeah, but then they go and look for mentorship
Or
for other
insecure
male
men
role
issues with
models.
their women
I
are.
want to, if I can add, were you done, Dots? Because I wanted to just.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't, but that's okay.
No, go finish, please.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Because I have another
No,
question. I want to
because
hear what two
I
ladies
think-
have to say. You got it.
No, go ahead, because we all jumped in and talked over you. You rarely have spoken, so I want to hear the rest of what you have to say, please.
Okay, so my last part was just in terms of, and I want to acknowledge that because I think that cannot be understated. In the same way that we as women have trauma for whatever the reason is, family trauma, personal trauma, system trauma, all the traumas, right? So do our brothers. And we have to have a certain level of grace and understanding. And oftentimes what happens is that when and this goes to Rachel's point, when those traumas are not healed and we haven't done individually, we haven't done that I work, because I always say it's one finger pointing at you and there's three pointing back at me. So I can say you, but ultimately, why am I, right? Because now I have to start asking myself, if I'm always attracting gutter men, if I am attracting men who are not quote unquote masculine enough, if I am attracting problems all the time, I can't keep saying that it's men. Something is wrong with me. Why am I attracting that kind of energy? And that's where that self-work comes in, right? So I just wanted to acknowledge that, and I wanted to say that because I think those are very, very valid points. Napah, you have.
And another thing, I just wanted to say, when men and women, because there are some bitter women out there that's trying to teach these young women how to be women. When these bitter people, and I'm gonna say Kevin Samuels because he did a lot of he spoke a lot of bitterness and he broke these women down. And I felt like even if you tell the women the truth, even if you tell a person the truth about themselves, at some point you should bring them up. You should never leave a person broken. But if men, and I don't know because I haven't heard these things, but if a man is telling a man how to be a man and it's breaking other people and it's hurting and it's causing trauma to other people, that's he's not teaching you how to be a man.
Thank
He's
you.
teaching you
That's
how
right.
to be a disrespectful adult.
A bully.
Yeah.
And
And he
Rachel,
died broke. Let's start that.
if I could
So
just
Kevin
ask,
Samuels was popping. I'm sorry, Nepal. Kevin
you know,
Samuels also was popping a lot. I often thought, and no disrespect, but he always gave me how you doing energy, right? Like in the words of Wendy Williams, he always gave me feminine energy.
Men do.
He also was
How
plotting
you
all
doing?
the stuff he didn't live, and he also died broke, right? So he was supposed to be this. He always presented himself as this high value man. Come to find out, he didn't have a pot to piss in or window throw it out. That part.
Right.
How you got it?
thank you so much. I will say this about Kevin. I spoke to him before a couple times, a handful, without, like camera free, no camera. And Kevin, there was a time that a lot of people don't know. Kevin was an advocate for women. He was like always speaking up for women. He would even say things like, I want a mature woman in my life. That then women, he got around a lot of bad women who made him feel low. Most of these men, that's what I want to segue into. So just speaking, knowing the people in front of the camera aren't always the people behind the camera.
Exactly.
Most of these men, if not all, they've been hurt by women that they love the most, which are Black women. I'm not excusing it. So I'm going back to dueling, saying, well, what do we do? We need to talk to men. Number one thing you don't do, stay off the internet trying to get advice on women from men who are hurt and broken and have been damaged by women. There are men who, I heard Dot said she's married. I have a husband who's a leader. There's women on the panel. I'm sure they know men in their lives that they can lead you to. You want to please, at the end of the day, your goal is to have a woman that you like. You look at the women and say, okay, well, who should we go to? Go to the men who don't sit on the internet all day bashing women.
Right.
Who don't tell you ridiculous things like being a stepfather is something making you a simp. It's an honorable thing to be a mentor to men. You're saying, not you exactly dueling, but you're saying we don't have any leaders. But then the same men that you're looking to the lead, they're saying, don't you dare be a stepfather to that black child. They're wrong, right? Right, Dooley? If you're looking for somebody to lead you as a grown man when you needed it long time ago, I'm saying a man, not you specifically, but if you needed it a long time ago as a child, why would you go to somebody sitting on the internet saying, don't you dare be with a woman who has children. Don't help her raise those children. You should run the opposite direction.
If that's the woman that you care about and are attracted to. And the bottom line is you don't break people. You don't.
Rachel, I do need to drive this home.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We're all together in this, but I'm going to drive it home. Just drive it home. You should be looking to be the fathers of, this is something that Black men don't want to hear. I'm already feeling the tension. You should be trying to be stepfathers to children that don't have fathers. Aren't you looking for leadership as a man? So why are you not stepping in, not you dueling, the Black man that's being told, stay away from women that don't have husbands and don't have fathers for their children. Don't be a father to a child. You need to be actually going to say, well, can I be a father? But the same man, I'm going to say it again, and I'm sorry I took the mic from you, Rachel, but I really, there's things that I can't stand about the manosphere. If I had to pick one thing, how dare you talk about single mothers and their children? How dare you bash women that are left alone by Black men, white and Black? Because Tommy didn't like when I said this. Shout out to Tommy. I see nappy-headed babies in Target with white women walking around with no father in sight. How dare you tell us that you need leadership as grown men, and then you turn around and you don't even want to be the fathers to your own children, and then you tell the men, don't be the fathers to the children that we left. I am disgusted with Black men at this point. So I'm driving it home.
100%.
Great point.
I got a response to that. Oh, but I'll wait.
Great point. Rachel, and then Dueling
Oh,
or
no, I
Sharice.
was done. I was done.
Okay.
But
Sorry, I
do
snatched
wanna
the
say
mic
one
from you,
thing.
Rachel. You were so gracious, but I just that point
No.
is for me. That whole thing really bothers me. Black men still want to be babies. They want to
Yes.
be children. You're not sorry, you're men.
Nah.
We can't be little girls. You can't be little boys. Stop looking for daddies online, and in fact, go to real men who are successful in their marriages, as fathers, and then you can go be daddies of your children that you left. Go mend the family, or be a stepdad. Black men don't want to hear that. Okay, I promise I'll shut
Most
up.
of the men that's on the manosphere channels, that's a game. They done found a way to make money off of you by all the stuff that they do and say.
That's
And in all reality, they don't live how they're trying to project to you that they are that they so-called live that way, and they don't. They're users and opportunists. There's a manifest, one of those manifest men. They found out everything that he was saying was a lie. One of those opportunists is the kind that'll put a sock in his pants to make it look like he's working with something and really there's nothing there. It's that kind of situation. You've been fooled. When you go on those manosphere channels, you're being fooled. Those are the Black men that's on those channels that their woman is some old fat hunchback of Notre Dame undone woman, and everything that he has really is hers, and he's making it appear to you that it's his, and he's renting Airbnbs and then going online and showing the house like it's his, and then someone else that knows him will look it up and say, y'all, he's been lying to you the whole time. It's a waste of time. They're not leaders themselves. They're users and opportunists, and they're actually using you. Just like Napah said, if you got to go on another man's channel and give, most of y'all giving them money and don't even pay child support for your children, but all day long sitting there listening to this man. He done ranked on her. He told her this, that, and another. She's a single parent, and they only a single parent because you done left them. These manosphere men can tell you about kids, and they don't even have any kids. Most of them.
So I have a question. So don't you think that, to your point, so would you say, right? Because we're trying to do better, right? So, and I want to go back again to Rachel's point earlier when she was talking about how to choose, right? Like, so how do you choose better, right? Because it's one thing to say, okay, so I'm a single mom. I'm saying, for example, I'm not, but I'm just thinking, like, if I was a single mother, for example, with no father that's in the picture for my children, okay, maybe I messed up on that. But let's say then I have another child, and I have another child, a different man. And then I have another child, and maybe it's a different father. And I have another child, maybe it's a different father. Who's the problem? What can we say that can be done better? What can that woman do to not fall into those circumstances? Is that even possible?
You never know, though, Dots.
I'm just asking.
You think that you're getting into a good relationship, and then you find out that it's I don't know, that the person just wasn't who you thought that they were.
Okay.
So I think that, I mean, from my experiences, there have been signs, and for people that I knew weren't good. It was something that they said. It was how they spoke to their mom. It was them not taking care of their kids. Like, there was something that I ignored to be with this person. No, we're not going to know, because there's going to be some things that you're only going to learn when you're in that relationship.
Yeah.
But for the most part, so there is a small percentage that it could go sour. But I think that if we do Like I believe if we do the hard questions and conversations like this, and not necessarily on a panel, but with each other with respect,
There you go.
you know, and the men respect us and they hear us and they listen and we listen to them. And I don't have to agree with you, but I can understand what you're saying, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I think that we just need to know who we are. What is it that we really want? Because what I want may be different than what you want. And I'll say this because, like, me and Sister Wise, we have some deep conversations, and we believe different. Like, I believe that the man is the head of the household. I believe it's God, the husband, and me. That's what I believe. She doesn't believe that, and we'll go back and forth, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. So when I'm looking for a man, I have to look for a leader who's looking for God, looking to God,
Mm-hmm.
and looking for direction and has a relationship with God. Because if he doesn't have that relationship with God and he's not going into that word, what how does he lead me according to what the internet is saying? And the internet is gonna do, and the world is only going to train him like they're doing to harm me, to leave me, to I'm not good enough, I'm not this. And like say, I hear some men talk about, oh, she's too fat. Get out there and walk with her. Say, baby, I see you gaining weight. You don't leave her. Oh, she's too loud. She's too this. Sit down and talk to her. Sit down and love her.
Mhm.
I say, if you and even in some of the relationships that didn't go wrong, I had to say, okay, Rachel, you change first, because you can't get
There you
anybody
go.
else to change if you don't change.
There you
So
go.
I would change my ways, and whatever it is I didn't like about them, I had to make sure I wasn't that. So
That's
if I
right.
didn't like
That's
them
fact.
yelling at me or not listening to me, I couldn't not listen to them or yell at them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just we really have to know who we are and know what we want. And I don't think a lot of people know what they want.
Mm.
I
I
I'm
don't
love
here
think a
that.
lot
for
of people,
therapy.
you know, in therapy, I think that's amazing because you get to talk and you get to say things, that stay right there behind those closed doors. You get to talk about your hurts. You get to bring all of that up. You get to cry and snot and do all of that and leave that there. You don't have to hear, oh, well, I
Yeah.
thought you weren't going to get back with them, or I thought that, whatever. You don't have to hear it again.
Right. Right.
So I think people really need to train their kids and first of all heal themselves, know who we are. I
Right.
used to think that I like football. I don't like football. I was just married to a man that liked football. I don't like chicken, but I had to cook chicken for him all the time.
Wow.
Mhm.
And when I got single, I realized I don't like chicken.
And
Right.
see, the manosphere channel would have said, Rachel, you failed. You failed your relationship. You couldn't stand there with the man. The man just said another. You didn't make no sacrifice. You failed. Am I lying, Nepal? Isn't that
And
how
I would
they
have told them, and I would have told whoever said that, you don't have enough information about me to say that.
Yes. Oh, I
Period.
know been
You
through
I
do
don't
that.
even
not have
have to
enough
respond to that.
information.
There you go. I love that.
And
Yeah.
and and for you to say that I failed, who are you to say that?
Hmm.
And why would you say that to me? Why wouldn't you say something to uplift me? Why
Yes.
wouldn't you say something to give me a pointer to do better?
Not gonna
But you
give him
want to
no
pick
money.
out what I did wrong. Even if I did do something wrong, you want to pick out what I did wrong instead of saying, sis, maybe, and give me some good advice. I'm not listening to anybody who is badgering me or anyone like me. I'm not listening to nobody who badger women, because I'm
Talk.
gonna have a problem. Because then you're gonna bring out that side of me that y'all don't like. Because then I'm gonna get aggressive. Because guess
Yeah.
Right.
what? You're hurting me. You won't
Ego.
let
That's
me
the
be
correct word,
soft.
Queen.
You
Yeah.
Talk.
won't let me be soft because you talking about my sisters. You talking about
Mm.
no, no, no. So
Oh, you
I
are
love
so.
that.
I love it. I love
It's
it.
You
always
A
guys
man,
are hitting on
I
some
matter,
never hear a man.
right?
I never hear a man come on there, to go up and say, "Why are you talking about women like that? Why are you downgrading our women?" See, that's protection. I never hear a man ever tell Kevin Samuels you was wrong, or what's his name, Satan the sinner, and all that kind of stuff. I never hear no one say, "Why are you doing that? Do you have
He,
any children?" You telling her that she had a failed relationship. Are you married? Have you ever been married? You know,
and
this type
Kevin
of stuff.
started off with the doing that with the men first.
Yeah, I do
I was about
remember.
to say that. I was about to say that. Like I
He
remember Kevin
started
Samuels
off
used to
I
drag
don't.
me.
with
Kevin was on the men first. I
Oh, he
kind
used
of.
to drag him.
I
Damn.
don't want to. I don't want to drag Kevin too much. He's
He
he
used
has
to
a little soft spot
drag
in my
me.
heart for him. Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Kevin.
Yeah,
But
rest in peace.
Amen.
Talk about
Rest
the
in
he
peace,
did do some
Kevin.
damage. I will say
Rest
that.
in peace, for sure. Rest
yeah,
in
he
peace.
used to
So,
drag me.
so
Okay.
One of
God,
the
let me
greatest.
ask you
Uh,
guys.
Mhm.
Let me ask Tevin. Tevin, you
This
go
is
on
gonna,
the Manosphere channels.
Because I wanted to
Have
say
you
something too.
ever heard anybody come up on the Manosphere channels, Tevin, and ask them not to treat the women like that, not to say that to the women, that that's not right?
In the comments, they do stick up for women, and outside of the panel, there's a lot of people who stick up for the women that's in there. But on the panel itself, no, because they control the narrative of the panel. That's what every host,
Mhm.
and when they doing it, so you're not gonna see nothing because that's their panel and they're gonna get their narrative out. But there's a lot of misinformation that was spread, about these manifests. As far as my boy Doolin, Doolin After Dark, leadership is important for a man, and you always learning more and more into leadership. It's a leader and mentor. It's a leader and mentor type role, almost like you always been taught how to lead. When you're a man, you growing up, you always gonna advance and advance and advance. So leadership is important. You grow, you go into that leadership by listening and learning from that leader that you looking at. As far as the fatherless single mother homes, uh there are, like, see, mine grow up with my dad in my life, but I saw out father figures like coaches and stuff like that that also taught me, teach me some things that what my father wasn't there to teach me.
that's
Mm.
awesome.
And with the minister itself, I I can grant it. I can grant it that some of them they be wild, which I don't really
All
care
of them.
about the wild part. I don't care about the wild part, but I look at the true information that they speak on,
How you
and
doing?
some of it be valid because you got to do the research. You don't just listen to something and believe it.
Which part is
You
valid?
research what
Yeah, I would like
they
to know.
talk about, the stat, the data, the all that's out there because it's all public knowledge. That's why I like Kevin
What's the
Seven.
valid ones? Can you give us an example?
Well,
I can give an example.
some of the things Kevin Sullivan was speaking on, he came with facts, data, and statistics.
Just give us
That's
an
one of them.
example.
Well, I can't
She
think one
said it
out
one
the
more
top
time,
of my
Napah.
head. Huh?
No, no, I'm just wanting something specific.
And
Specific. One thing specific is that 51% of men are single and childless.
51% of men.
Yes, all the men that do not get chosen by women, most men do die alone. They do not they do not and will not have a full-blown relationship. Most of them will pay for sex. A large majority of them are not desired by women. Yes,
or
51%.
And
or
would you say
locked
that's
up
mostly
or
the
gay.
audience? That's about 100% of the audience that is the manosphere, or at least a large
No,
percentage of that audience are those men?
no, no,
No, ma'am.
no,
No,
I'm
no,
no.
thinking
I'm
about.
saying, okay, hold
Go
on,
ahead.
hold on. So 51% of these men are not chosen. That's that whole what is that thing that they said it's called the 5150? Is that what you said? That's what that is? They're saying 51% of the men are not chosen by women. They die single. Those are what, not to disrespect anybody, but that's what we call incels. Are you saying that the
They
manosphere audience is not predominantly incels? Are you saying that men who are
no,
the
No.
predominant, wait, I want to clarify for everybody to hear you say no to this. So you're saying most of the audience, or not most of the audience, is failing with women? So most of those men who are listening to men complain about women are successful with women?
Say that one more
No.
time.
Is the audience that they have these different these little groups, these different pockets on the internet? You said 51%, which is pretty much sounds accurate. Over half of the men in the United States are not getting chosen, and they're dying alone. They are not getting chosen by women. I think it's a larger number, but anyway. Are the audience men, the men in the audience of these, like Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, are you saying that that's not most of that group of men, that those groups? So you're saying that they're successful with women, and they're married and chosen, and they're together. So see, which one is it then?
They are successful when women. He's a majority of Kevin Samuel's audience is the 16% of men that you choose.
Okay. Wait, no. Kevin is rest in power. Let's put Kevin on
Yes,
the
rest in
spot,
peace.
because you're
Yeah.
not. No, that's not even accurate anyway. But I will say this: Fresh and Fit. Okay. My brother, shout out Tommy Sotomayor.
Satan in the center.
In the center. No Fugazi. And then I'm going to go to the OGs who teach differently. In fact, Tommy's more of an OG. He's radical, but Tommy's in a class of his own. He started it all. I'm gonna put that out there. But we've got Obsidian. We've got the more introspective Black men of reform. We've got MGTOW, men going their own way. We've got Black MGTOW, Black men going their own way. Are you saying that these groups that I'm naming do not have a large portion of men who are not being chosen by women in the United States? Because remember, passport bros say, go over there and try your luck in another country. Are you saying that most of these men in these audiences are not a part of that 51%?
That is what I'm saying. Yes.
Then you're not correct.
So
Because
Hold on. I just want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rachel.
So
I'm enjoying when you talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that makes no sense. Yeah, I'm enjoying when she talks too, because she's telling the truth on a different side. She's soft. I'm the one that's being the manly aggressive one.
The bad cop.
I
The
chose
bad
to
cop.
be that one. Bring it on.
Yeah. Show the muscle.
So I'll do that for the sisters. But let me say this: you're absolutely you're not being logical, which is logic is male. Logic says that if you're sitting in an audience for hours and spending $100, $200, $300 every 4 times a week for men to sit and bash Black women, talk about how they don't have hair and they're fat and they're walking around alone and they're all whores. You
They
don't have
bash
any
all
women.
women. They
You
don't
have
just
women. Why would
particularly
you have a
bash
woman
Black
with
people.
Wait, Tab. Let her finish.
With women? You're spending all your time with other men, high-fiving and sword fighting about women being horrible. So now I'll hand it over to the feminine one, which is Rachel. But don't bring that illogical concept that those men are all chosen by women. They're married men, and they're sitting in the audiences of men who do nothing besides complain and bash Black women all day. Thank you.
So I just wanted to get an understanding of what you were saying. So if you were saying that are you saying that they're in relationships with women?
Yes, I'm saying they're in relationships with women.
Is that what you're saying?
No, this is what I'm saying, sweetheart.
That's so by the way.
Say it again.
I know she might not mind it, but first off, she already said that she's way older than you. She's a woman that's not in a relationship. But you keep calling her sweetheart and baby. Like, I know you think, since you said what's masculine. For me, it's like, to me, this is me personally.
Why are you laughing?
He's laughing because he's a child. This is the thing.
Oh no, I'm not a
We gotta
child.
be able
Now.
to
I'm
do
sorry.
this. This is what I want to say. You said I can unleash today, because I don't usually get to do this. Thank you, Dots and Robin. You either are going to be super sexist and objectifying, or super misogynistic. We can't just have you be in the middle and be a man and gentleman and have you have to. What's up, honey? Give me some more sugar plum. What's up, baby? Go ahead, baby girl. It's like you're pandering to her. and I saw that play when you're like, I like hearing you. What's up, sugar gumdrops? Go ahead, baby girl. I like your energy. Yeah, sorry. It's to me, it's sexist. And I'm gonna stand on it. You might have not meant it to be sexist, but it is. She's not your sweetheart. She's not your sugar plum. She's not your baby girl. She's a lady with power, divine feminine power. And she's saying some facts up here. And so instead of calling her baby girl, sweetheart, go on, sugar plum, just, that sounds great, Rachel. Yes, of course. Like, you don't know her like that. And again, she might like it, but I'm talking from my space. I'm so tired of men pandering, objectifying, being either sexist or going the other way. And what you'll say now is, oh, see, I can't win. I can't win. Just don't be
No.
a misogynist.
That's a lot of assumptions
My
right
question,
there.
my ultimate question is, how do you know that?
Because
Okay, so listen, wait, hold on. So, Dueling, you were gonna
Yes, ma'am.
did
yeah,
you want
go
to
ahead. I
answer
just wanted
this
to
one?
let loose. They said I could.
Yeah, of course,
Right.
of course, absolutely. And
Julie
then you
knows I
listen,
like him, but
not
I
to
don't.
shut this down,
I
but
take
like
offense
your
to
girl
that.
got to get up early in the morning, and it's going on midnight, my love brothers.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to say it, boy, because you guys are beautiful. The ladies up here, are beautiful. The men, thank you so much. You guys are standing in your power, and you're showing your discipline, and I appreciate that. I really do. Did you want to say one last thing before my last question, and then we're going to shut this down?
Yeah. So, yes, ma'am. I just wanted to say this real quick and get that part out the way. I still wanted to issue out a challenge to Lady Freedom and Nepal, because of the panel earlier, but we can get to that another time. I was saying that, to answer your question, Sister Freedom answered your question, and she said that when it comes to the manosphere channels, they're talking to the men who you choose that you are considering no good, who have the babies, who are sitting on the couch. That is a majority of the men that watch the panels. And then for some of the other men like me who are successful, who are in the six-figure range, who is the guy that is available, who is the polyamorous man, we can take the information and digest it and use it another way. So when you talk about the men that are not applicable for the situation, these are the same men that you target to give the babies and go through these situations. That was it.
Thank you, Doolin. Sister
But I
Wise,
did
where you
get
been?
the
You
mic
done
from
dropped off
Rachel
and you done
again.
came back. And we
I'm
don't even
sorry,
know.
Rachel.
Okay, so this is my last question. Sorry, Napah. This is my last question, you guys. Okay, ladies and gents, this is my last question. Okay, so we talked about, so far, in the beginning, everyone on the panel, all the ladies on the panel has said for the most part, somebody has to mute up. There's a lot of back chat going on. Not sure whose thing is that, but everyone said this for the most part. They believe in traditional gender roles, right? With that said, in all of what we have talked about thus far tonight, my last question to the panel is: should a woman, do you think it is important, it is necessary for a woman to get the approval of her parents, or let's say an elder, right? Before she enters into a committed relationship. So if, let's say, your parents think something, right? So, Dueling, I don't know if you have a daughter or not. Napah, I'm not sure, I think you have a daughter as well, and Rachel and Sharice. But is that something that needs to happen? Do you think? Do they need their parents' approval? Is that important before stepping into a committed relationship?
I would say that to allow your parents to chime in and give their opinion or whatever they feel, but you ultimately have to be with that man all day, every day. Your parents is not going to be there. This is something that you have to embark upon by yourself, So to allow the parents to take a nice, check out, assess them, and give, some feedback once they, spend some time with them. I think we should take it into consideration,
Yes.
but ultimately it's on us. That's my take on it.
I feel the same way. I think that, and not just the parents, but I think that, family and friends, because sometimes we don't see things that someone else will see, you know, or pick up. So, and you know, and like she said, we make the ultimate decision. And I think when we get that information, we really need to process it, and we really need to hear it, and don't just, oh, he's not like that, you don't know how he. No. And I'm gonna say this, even some of those exes tell the truth. And we'd be like, oh, she just a hater. She just mad because he doesn't want her. Some of them haters, some of them exes be telling the truth. And because we want that person, we ignore them. So I think we just really need to stop ignoring stuff. So that's
Yeah.
my 2 cents.
Sharice, you've been real quiet. And then
I've been trying to get in there, honey, but it's but I'll say that a parent insight for real is always good. I think that your parents can offer valuable insight into certain particular situations or relationships that you may be in. But just like Sister Wife said, the decision about a relationship is going to rest and lie within the individuals involved, and that's just it, and that's all. But I do think that the parental, especially if they're amazing parents, like my dad is, I think that their opinion really does matter. And I mean, my father always says like he could talk to someone for 5 minutes and he already knows what it's given just based off of 5 minutes conversation. He can kind of get a whiff of who you are as a person. So I think that that insight is important in guiding your decision. But at the end of the day, no one can make the decision for you. So I 100% agree with Sister Wise on that.
Okay.
I agree
I just
too.
want to add.
I have taken my male friends to my father and my uncles. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it is going to be my decision. But I will listen to their advice, but and vice versa too. I think it's very important if you have a relationship with your mother to take that, to let your mom meet that girl. Because believe me, when grandmama meet her,
Can
and
everyone mute up? I'm sorry, I'm hearing something.
huh?
I was just asking, could everyone mute up? Because I'm kind of hearing something. I just want to
Yeah, I
hear
was
you.
saying, yeah, it's a lot of back chat.
I don't know what that is in the back, but I don't know whose phone that is. But what I'm saying is important to take it to Big Mama too. Because believe me, if Mama sees something about that girl she don't like, most of the time it's not going to work out. The relationship is not going to work out. And that's just something about an intuition that a mama has. I don't know if you agree with that at all, both of the brothers that's on the panel, but I like to hear what my mama say, I don't think so. You got to rethink it because they ask questions. You know, even big sisters sometimes can see that girl ain't going to be right. Or, you know, big brothers might see, not just parents, but your big brothers might, because they know, you know, what it is. But I don't know.
So Napah, I just took a phone call, but so Dueling, you want to jump in? What is your response to my question?
Yeah, can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think the parents should get involved. We need to stop making it someone's sole responsibility to find someone because we're repeating the same process with gaining more baggage. Life is, of course, is about experience, and at the end of the day, you know, we're supposed to be protecting our children. I do have a daughter, and I'll be taking responsibility and taking part in learning about her when it comes to dating and trying to assist in helping her find a person that she can potentially spend the rest of her life with. We have to, I find it ironic that we give ourselves to a greater power like God, but we can't give ourselves to a greater power for people that are going to spend the rest of our lives with us. That's absolutely ridiculous with me. So, yes, I think that that is definitely a thing.
I like that. Thank you. Napah, you want to go?
Sure. Thanks. I do definitely think you should listen to your parents. You should take whoever you want to be with to your parents. Make sure that your parents approve. And in the reality too, I want to take it a step further back to the children. If you meet someone and you have children already and you bring that person into your life, you should also get your children say on it. If your children don't like who you're with,
oh, that's so true.
Yeah, if your children don't like who you're with, that's a problem, and you should because that person's going to be a part of their lives. So yeah, most men don't.
Napah, that cannot be understated. What you just said about the children,
Thank you.
that cannot be understated. Because for me, I think children, babies are the most intelligent beings. They haven't been polluted, right, by years of experience, so they're very pure beings. Just like an animal is. An animal does not need to hear your voice. They respond to energy. They know if you're good. They know if you're bad. A child does the same. A child knows if this energy is safe or if it's unsafe, if it's good or if it's bad. I just wanted to really emphasize that point because that's really, really, really important. Tevin,
Yeah.
last one to answer the question.
I think so. I think if I have a daughter, I would love to you know uh be a good source of support for her. And I would like to be not just my daughter, my son too. If I have a son too, I would definitely most likely want to be there to, give an extra perspective on a person because like once somebody on the panel said, certain outside sources can spot more than inside of what they're looking at. So, when you're in love, you can have tunnel vision and oversee certain things. So I think, yeah, I would definitely the parents should have some type of insight on the ordeal. But ultimately,
He said
like
ordeal.
y'all said, like I miss. I understand. Hold on. It's
I'm
time.
making a
It's
joke. I'm
late.
making a joke.
But yeah, yeah, ultimately it's their choice, but it'd be great if the parents could get involved to an extent, not to an extent, to an extent. I'll say to an extent, but yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So listen, it is 12:01 a.m. over here on the East Coast, you guys. Okay. I want to shout out the chat. You guys have always been rocking and rolling with us. We see y'all. We appreciate each and every one of you. We see Seven Queen, Bullet and Casket, the Sankofa Movement, H. Millette. What's up, sis? Copper Goddess, one of our favorite mods. We have Sargama in the chat. Who else? We have so many
Ron
more comments.
Cooper,
Harry
Saya,
and
Jose,
Dios Rios and all of you guys that just came in and of course OTK and a lot of our family that already checked in and tapped in earlier. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all. And more than anything, understand that the ladies on this panel, we love you guys. We love you, brothers. Dueling, we love you. Tevin, we love you. Brothers in the chat, we love you. We have your back. We've always had your back. We're not going anywhere, right? And we all need correction. Men need correction. Women need correction. I want
yeah,
to thank the guests that have joined us today for tonight's conversation. All right. We already know how Big Mama gives it up. It's going to be real. It's going to be raw. It's going to be honest. That accent of hers, that Delaware ATL accent is going to come out thick and hard. If she feels it, she going to say it. And it is what it is. We got Napah. Napah is lethal when it comes to debating and when it comes to
yeah.
moderating. I think she's one of the best to do it when it comes to moderating, especially. I appreciate her fire. She stands on her square, right, wrong, or indifferent. And that has to be respected. So we appreciate you for that. I see you for
Aw,
that, Napah, for sure.
thank you, Dr.
Rachel,
It's all, you know what though? You know what they said, Napah, I need you to just let loose. And I
yeah,
felt
get off.
safe. I felt in a safe
And we
space.
actually was being nice.
I
Yeah.
actually
Open
have a
the
lot of
line.
love for dueling after dark. What triggers me is certain things, and I'm going to be real. But thank you for those kind words, Doc. I loved being over here. It was a great build. I'm surrounded by Titan, Titan goddesses. The whole panel was
Mm.
so. I mean, I was moved by the feminine love and energy that we were talking. You notice the panel we did was about loving and building men, building, speaking on what masculinity is. Nothing was negative. The things that we said seemed a little harsh because the truth hurts sometimes. But
Yeah,
when we hear these manospheres, and I spend time in the manosphere. I do. You see me on some of the channels. But when we go in there, it's always toxic, misleading. So dueling, he caught astray, and he understands. I hope, because when he said a couple things, he's a great brother. But when the first time he called her sugar baby or sweet mama, I said, okay, I'm gonna let that one go. And then so I want to say to him, I don't think it was in any way negative, but for me, the narrative, the way men treat women, the way Black women are treated, and I'm moving away from my brother dueling. We're objectified, we're sex objects, we're hoes, we're sluts, we're lonely, we're dumps, we're you know what dumpsters.
Unwanted.
So that's where it came from, dueling. It really came from there. And also I absolutely love this woman right here. She almost got me in tears. I kind of came into like a bulldog for Rachel. I don't know why. She was over here. All the sisters were moving me. I know I talk a lot, Dots. I'm gonna park my car.
No. Go ahead.
All the sisters moved me so much. This was such a beautiful build. And Rachel, now I have Sister Wise, Rachel, of course, Dots and Robin, Sharice, and also some of my sisters out there. I can't leave them hanging. Okay, let me shut up. Anyway, I have to tell you, I need to spend more time with you. Shout out to Kelly Corin.
Yes.
Shout out to her. I love her. But thank you. I can't say enough. I'm just love. Hearts. Even to the brothers. I hope you don't hate me now, dueling. And peace to your brother. Yeah. Anyway.
And we had Rachel on the panel, right? Everything, like you said about everything she came in and said, it was done. I mean, the way that you articulate and the way you communicate,
yes.
Your thoughts, Rachel, it was really like a breath of fresh air, and you balanced out, and I think that was wonderful. Dueling, I'm going to let y'all land and say y'all last things, and I want y'all to also shout out your platforms if y'all have one. But I just wanted to acknowledge each and every one of you before I let y'all close out real quick, just so you understand how much we appreciate having you guys up here. Dueling, you came in, and you ain't just come in by yourself, but you brought a few people with you. That is major respect. And to the young brother Tevin, I'm gonna include you in this because what these ladies did, right, as they were responding to you, right, is also a test of your discipline, right? Because oftentimes we'll have men come up here or what have you, and they'll get in their feelings, even though we're the emotional ones. Sometimes they'll get in their feelings, and it becomes this back and forth. You brothers held it, y'all took it. In fact, Doolin, a few times I heard you even tell Tevin, yo, relax, let her talk. Right?
Yeah, indeed.
I respect that. That's masculinity.
Yes.
Right? Because you didn't get in your feelings.
Wait, Dots, did he say chill, sweetheart to him?
You're funny.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I respect that. I just wanted to let you brothers know that we saw that. We appreciate y'all. Y'all held your own. Y'all were able to do it with a panel of females, right? Who really is about their business or what have you, and have opinions and have a right to say how they feel. And we respect y'all. So I just wanted to really say that to y'all. I really appreciate that, Dueling and Tevin. Yeah, Sharice,
that is masculinity because you want to hear us talk. You was quiet when we talked. You didn't interrupt us. It just, it's a special thing. And you did it with when you was talking a little bit to Tevin, it was a little aggressive. So,
and you didn't curse me out when I started cursing out on you. And I mean that. It sounds funny, but that is masculine because I sit back and go, okay, I went a little far. You know what the thing is, as a woman emotionally, I went way in. And for you not to come back and be like, F you, B, and I can really, like the brother today, when he told Robin, because Robin asked him how tall he is, he's like, I can start banging on people. So that makes me sit back as a woman and go, wait a minute, I was not right. And then coming back in saying, so I apologize. So shout out to you for your masculinity in that moment. But still, I still
that was awesome. Yeah. That was awesome. And Sharice, you our little sister. We adore, we love you. Let me tell you about Sharice real quick. She has a channel called Sharice for Realist, right? She's one of our day oneers. She's always supportive, always sharing our stuff, always very open and agreeable to come on. And she's extremely knowledgeable and intelligent. And I also enjoy her articulation. She has a way with words. She has a way with sources. Don't sleep because she's smiling at y'all. Don't do that. Don't fall for it, y'all. Don't fall for it. But I love you, Sharice. I want you to know that.
I love you so much, guys.
Sister Wise, you are hilarious.
Can I just jump in and say something real quick before you acknowledge me? Yes. I have a dog that got a collapsed trachea, and it was so aggressive. I had to sedate her. And
Oh,
that's why I
wow.
had to leave because you all couldn't have heard me. The hacking is
Oh,
excessive. And she's like
oh,
15 years old. And so she's sedated now, but it takes about 20 minutes for the medicine to kick in. So
oh.
I'm so sorry. But I was listening though. I
That's
was listening.
No, I just want to say, Sister Wise, you are hilarious. You have a lot
Yes.
of like energy. It's just something about you that's very like endearing. Like I want to hear more about what you have to say, the way you
Yes.
say things, even your look, like like it fits. And so just thank you for being more than agreeable to come and join us for this conversation. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be quiet now and I'm gonna let y'all just say y'all little goodbyes, good nights. If y'all have any social media y'all would like to shout out, any upcoming shows you think that is important for us to tune into, now is the time to share it.
I'm gonna first go start for saying, we are putting a panel together for men. So if you want to put your email address in the back chat, the two brothers that's on right now, please put your email in the back chat because we do want to hear what the men have to say about, I guess answer to what we said. You know what I mean? So if you put your email, we'll email you and your phone number, what have you. We'll contact you and let you know what day it'll be for the men. Okay? And thank y'all for coming and listening. If this had been us tearing y'all down, calling you names, saying y'all lonely and all kinds of stuff, it'd have been jam packed. But nobody, I always wonder why they don't really want to hear what the women have to say. A lot of the men don't really care what the women have to say. But hopefully it'll get better.
Mhm.
But we
Okay,
need
thank you,
to
Freedom. I love
have to.
Napah. You want to shout out
Yes,
your
thank
social
you.
media?
I just want to say thank you so much for, like, once again, I can't say thank you enough. This turned out to be so, I already thought it would be great, but it turned out to be so beautiful. And I want to do this again. Let's please do this again. Why do I feel bad for doing what I got to stand up.
No, you were fine.
Yes,
was
because
great.
I got a couple of like, anyway,
No,
basically,
no, you're
thank
fine.
you so much. I appreciate women. We need more women in these spaces. We need more women like the women on the panel. We need to, as women too, if I can just say this, we do need to talk to each other.
Yeah, we
Sister
do.
Wise is one of my mentors. I talked to Robin. I mean, we could all network with each other and talk to each other. Let women
Mhm.
know you don't have to be perfect, but I mean, I get advice. I get some chastising as well. I talk to women all the time, so I appreciate being on a panel with women. Please invite me again. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And of course, I'm on the HOK, and also you can go to the R.I.S.E channel. Shout out to all my supporters in the darkest minds of the light, and to the unscrambled minds. Y'all saw I did. I like that. The darkest unscrambled minds.
Right, of the light.
Anyway, thank you so much. It's all love.
I
Peace.
love it. Thank you. Rachel, do you have any social media you would like to share or? Okay, so she might have stepped away. Dueling, you have social media you would like to share with us?
So, as equipped, I'm just usually a bookworm and a nerd. If anybody's interested, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. It's called Dueling After Dark. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested, we play games, hobbies. We have a messenger. If y'all interested, where we have an academy where we can teach players to get down. It really just keeps a lot of fellas' minds, gears rolling and bumping. There's tournaments and regionals. So if you're interested in something like that, just go to Dueling After Dark, send a message, and I'll be able to reach out. Thank you so much, ladies, for having me on the channel. I had to bring one of my pit bulls with me, and shout out to all the ladies. What it is, man. It was cool. Some strays from Shadah. You know what I'm saying? From Paul. I mean, Nepal, because I'm from one of the toughest environments, man. This is what it is. You got to have thick
That's
skin.
right.
So
That's
this is how
right.
we built.
That's
So,
right.
yes, ma'am. And
That's right.
y'all have a good night.
We
Peace,
appreciate you
Julie.
being
We'll
so
see you over
good.
there in the toughest environment again. It's all love. He's a good brother. He's a good
Yeah,
brother.
for sure. Tevin, you want to say some parting words, and if you have a social media that you would like to share?
Well, I don't have no shot no links or nothing like that, but I say just it's been a pleasure coming on the show, talking to your ladies, and to remember to thank God for every breath, and keep Jesus in your heart. And have a good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Awesome.
Thank
Rachel,
you.
you're back. She wanted to know if you
Yeah.
got
I'm
anything.
sorry. I kept losing. But thank you so much. I enjoyed this. This just I love, conversations with not just so I have not just with women but with men. I have a women's support group and it's called Wisdom Heals, and it stands for Women's Issues, Single, Divorced, or Married, Healing Every Aspect of a Lady's Soul. And I didn't I like it because it's single, divorced, and married. God gave me that so that we can all, support one another. And so I'm relaunching here in Detroit real soon. And, follow me on Wisdom Hill Sisterhood. And I'm starting on Instagram. It's called Miss, what is MZ RAYZ, the number 2, and Cent, CENT. So I'm going to start talking about my feelings and my 2 cents
I love it.
about issues,
Yeah.
and yeah. So that's it.
And I
I
love how
would
you
love
smiled when you
to
said that.
collab with you women and the men. So thanks for having me and listening.
All
Yeah.
right, that's it. Ain't that it?
That is it. So dueling after dark, and Tevin, feel free to drop down. I'm gonna
You
close
get
it
a
out.
chance to close out.
Y'all the
You
best.
didn't get a chance, Sharice.
No.
Oh, Sharice, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Oh.
no.
How dare I?
I don't know if Sister Wiles got a chance to close out either. I just forgot about us
I
over here on
did.
the side.
No, she did. Everyone did. That's why.
Okay, it's on me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sharice.
Yes.
It's all good. Anyway, y'all, I had a great time. I love being amongst strong, smart, intelligent women. It's always a pleasure. I learn something from each individual person every time I'm on panels with women because I like to strengthen myself and get better with knowledge, time, whatever it is. You guys can follow me, Sharice the Realist on YouTube. I mainly stay within the American Indian paradigm, but I also talk about a plethora of other things, politics. I love to talk about mental health because that's what I'm actually in school with my master's for. So I'm trying to get my social work degree to become a clinician. So wish me luck on that. And, I want to move more forward within the mental health space and things like that. So just look out for me. I love being here with Unscramble Minds. Napah, it's a pleasure. Sister Wise, it was lovely meeting you as well, and Rachel. And I just hope that we can continue to show this type of unity amongst women, that it's not always this tit for tat cattiness, that show that unity and we can embrace one another and respect one another.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. So, it's just beautiful to be in a space with a bunch of mature women who know their stuff, and I can't wait till we do it again. So thank you.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Men don't take it wrong. I hope they learned. I really do. I hope men listen to what we said. They didn't take it in a negative way. Of course, we know some fools will, but the majority, hopefully you take it and you'll see this is what women want. Why don't I try to do this? If I want a successful relationship with a woman, why can't I try just listening to her? Why can't I try just working things out with her in the home? I will put my clothes in the laundry hamper and not on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things that will make I don't know why, but people have a tendency of trying to irk another person when it's something so small that they could have just did. You know what I mean? So, why I got to keep telling you to take the trash out on Thursday when that kind of stuff. That
But
I'm
I do
closing
want to
out.
say,
I didn't give my clothes out.
You did.
real quickly before I forget, before I tell Sharice, you saw that Sonetter found out, and this is to Dot too. I think you might know already, Dot. Sonetter found out that he's Shinnecock.
Yeah, Shinnecock.
I know y'all were like,
but we already knew that.
Yes, he was over there studying like, woo!
Cut me off.
Shout out to
Anyway,
Uncle
I
Scott.
was trying to say for y'all just to take it in as something positive, not negative, and that's it.
Brother La said, shaking my head. Brother La said, I don't want to hear none of that. All right, y'all, listen. We love y'all. Oh, wait, Napah, did you finish your thought? I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. Thank you, John. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
I'm going to close it out, y'all. We love y'all. The
All
chat,
right.
you
Bye
guys are
bye.
the
Thank you.
greatest. Y'all the GOAT. We appreciate y'all. And until next time.
Bye.
Walaikum, brother La.
Unscramble your mind. 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 Unscramble your mind.
Peace.
Peace.